All right, testing. I'm still late. Dude, I was already late for the freaking, what's it called? I was already late for the actual stream schedule time. And then I'm also late for the latest time I was gonna stream. So I started streaming 2 minutes late. I'm gonna go no peeking real quick because I want to see if I can get my stats up here. Like for my members, because I haven't updated that in a wee bit. Okay, we're at 258. Damn. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do. Shout out to you guys again for the money donated. That's amazing. Okay, so we're at 258. Let's do out of 280. Open to epic ideas. I think that's a good shout. I'll also do 275, but whatever the case is, we'll make it work. I hope everyone's doing well today. We're going to be watching the Momocon. We're going to be watching the Momocon together. And I hope that it's, it could be fun. Well, obviously it's going to be fun. Sorry. I'll be transparent about, why I started streaming a bit later. Because obviously that was the whole thing as well. Just had a lot of inconveniences. Obviously I'm also very tired because, obviously I was in Atlanta for 5 days. I flew back in yesterday kind of thing. So, and I was also getting a lot of steps in every single day while I was there. I think I peaked at 17,000 in a single day. That was brutal. I also didn't put product into my hair. I might do that later because obviously you can kind of see it going down like this. And once it touches my forehead, that's obviously a pretty big problem for your boy. So we want to try to limit that as much as possible. It's less about how it looks and more just about it touching my forehead. I would like to minimize that as much as possible, but whatever happens. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, for those of you who don't know and didn't see the stream, I was at Momocon this past weekend. I was actually in Atlanta from Wednesday until Sunday. So there you have it. Thanks, Artie. I appreciate that. And yeah, good to see everyone in the chat as well. I know it's been a while since I've streamed. I know it's been a good while since I streamed, but it's going to be back. It's going to be back. And I'm gonna do probably, if I had to guess, probably 4 more streams, including this one, before Mario Kart World. Something like that. We'll see what happens, though. We will see what happens. But yeah, like I said today, we're going to be watching this. I'm going to also be breaking down my thought process. We're going to be watching the semifinals and the finals of the free-for-all. I would also show the 2v2, but I want to put the focus on the free-for-all because this is where things really turned around for me. Just for some context, my run in Momocon this year, both tournaments, was for the most part, very much the opposite of what it was last year. We got laugh with the 10 months. We got a stream before Mario Kart World. Bad joke, LMAO. So how was your Momocon? Did you meet the best people in the world? Dude, I met so many amazing people this Momocon. It was super duper fun. And I'm really looking forward to next year. I think next year's going to be even better, especially with Mario Kart World. So yeah, no, it's going to be super fun. It was amazing this year. I think it's going to be even better next year. Thank you so much for the 10 months laugh. I really, really appreciate you. You keep on joining those emotes and keep on giving her, bud. But yeah, I'm gonna get this going right now. Oh, sorry. Let me switch to my... Okay, there we go. While this is going on, by the way... Oh.
Welcome back, cool. Momocon. How's everybody doing?
Got Smiley and Bubbles on the cast.
Good to be here. Good to have you. As always,
really
FC Smiley, joined by my co-host.
Also,
Bubbles.
Let me know.
Yeah, we're glad to be
I'll
here.
Turn this down
Bubbles.
a little bit.
What do we got going on right now?
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty loud.
Final round. Tons of competitors here. A very decorated cast. Lots of names you will recognize. Blaze, Sneaks, Brandon.
Yeah, so I turned it down to negative 22.5 decibels, so it's 15 decibels down from my mic. We also got Derek with the 9 months. If you ever come to a con in like Washington DC. I don't know what MD is though. I don't know what MD is though. I'm sorry. Then you'll definitely have to come through. Extremely valid, Derek. Thank you so much for the 9 months as well. Hopefully I can see you in Maryland. Okay, that makes sense. And then DC, I would imagine, is Washington DC. But thank you so much for the 9 months, Derek. I really, really appreciate you. Hopefully I can get to a con somewhere in Washington and Maryland. There you have it. And we can meet up because that'd be pretty sick. You keep on joining those emotes and keep on giving her, bud. All right, we keep it going.
Ty, Siovo, Greg.
I'll also adjust the overlay. JP Givener.
B, Artie, Jadex, and Jeeden. This is a very, very decorated cast. Luckio recently this year won Catalyst 2025. JP Givener the year before was the Catalyst winner.
That's right.
18 plus wins in Las Vegas's Speedway. Jadex also has many Speedway wins. Ty won Momocon in 2023 in the 2v2 category. He's in this room. And Blaze has had many, many top appearances.
Yeah, I think we're just going to chill while watching this.
Speaking of 2v2, this isn't 2v2. This is free-for-all.
This is the free-for-all.
Man, woman, person for themselves. All these players are warmed
Good
up.
save, Bubbles.
We've played some 2v2. We've played some free-for-all today already, but this is a different beast. Free-for-all is a lawless land. Every person.
That's so funny, Artie.
This is semi-final round. The climb only gets tougher from here. The path to the top only gets steeper.
And what's crazy to think about? So
oh, dude.
Right?
Correct.
I was such a poser.
Like
I was such a poser when I got on the camera.
Cinda.
Wow.
What a group that will be for a finals match. Oh, I'm excited.
Very exciting. But we got to get there first. And
I haven't seen like this whole thing back, so we'll see what happens.
Jeeden are both in this room, and they just became the champions of the 2v2 category, and now they're against each other. We were talking before about Batter Cookie and
dude,
Six,
in your dreams, Ty.
went against each other as lots of land experience in the 1v1, but they had to be teammates today. This is the opposite. They just went
zooming in on the freaking camera, dude. I'm such a guy, man. Yo, we got Artie on the camera. We saw Ty earlier. We got him in the chat.
It's ready to go down. Let's hear some noise from the crowd, though, as we get these players ready to go. First race picked up. Let's see where they're going to go.
Yeah, we'll see where the cameras are, and I'll adjust my overlay relative to it.
For a single second. We had just had
that's real, Wario. You're welcome.
The difference in point total from 5th place qualifying to 10th was 6 points.
That's not many. That's not many.
That's a difference of just one unfortunate group.
I have my setup for my camera ready to move if need be.
This round matters, and we're about to see it begin.
And here we go. Water Park.
Water Park.
I have not seen this picked yet.
Yeah.
This is a typical like inside drift track that you would like to see.
The Yoshi
perfect.
Strong here.
They really are. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top. I do see that there is the Rosalina on the Yoshi bike here.
Yes.
So
okay, I think that should be good.
Slight advantage with this one, but
I think that's a good setup.
Look at this names, this room. Nobody has a real advantage.
Yeah, the cart drifting style.
Oh, I'm gonna be over the freaking items though.
Much of a factor here. The beginning.
Shoot, I actually don't know where to put myself.
Points on the two sides
okay.
are very accessible to the
okay, I'm gonna pause this real quick. I have a plan. Oh, so let me increase the quality. My bad. Okay, I'm thinking we do. Whoops. Dude, where do I go? Okay, so I'm good right here. Chat to the side. Sounds good to me. Okay, how's this set up? And then obviously we'll adjust this so it's like next to the thing. Is this good? You like this? I look tiny, but it's funny. All right, let's go.
Spots again. Coins are very important for breaking away in the top spots. You want to stay safe. The coin from Blaze.
All right, so once again, this is the semifinals.
Front, but a draft from Sneaks takes away first place and that opportunity. And now the pace is set.
I forget how this race went. But I know the finals or the semis were generally like pretty tough for me.
Right. Around that corner to get to those item boxes. But one thing that people don't notice here is that you can actually do the drift around the outside here.
Let's do a good start. I was using Daisy this round. So fun fact, I was actually using Daisy. Yeah, I'll see if we can make it work, Luna.
Got a little bit of a distance for them. Green shell trailing.
If it happens enough.
So pretty early on.
See a couple spin outs in the middle.
Okay, that's actually one. No, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I didn't know if it'd pick up right away, but we're gonna do that. Okay, so we're gonna use a tournament code one for now. JPG screams. Okay, screams for JPG 1. Is it? Should I do? No, I'll do 2. I'll do 2 because we had the one with me at the beginning.
Shells from Luckyo are very, very dangerous.
I was very dialed in. Good spot for me too. Yeah, 10 coins, second place. But this was sad.
And if you're JP Givener, the green shells are coming back.
I did not see the back green coming. It gave him a lead though. It made sense. What the hell is that?
We're moving up into lap 2. Brandon taking a very cool looking glider strat. It's actually optimal as well. Luckyo in first.
It makes sense why Luckyo did that though, just to give himself a bigger lead. I should have seen that coming.
Ahead of Jeet, who has fire, very, very dangerous. Where's the fire going?
We're gonna horde as well, dude. Dude's too lucky, straight up.
Not much of an opportunity to fire.
This is why I was the people's champ. I have such an ego, dude.
I would say you gotta go defense here. Luckyo's got a little bit of that space up there already.
This is
you
so
don't want
tense.
to throw the fires. Oh, but that's a trail right there, but the shock happening, so it's almost like it didn't happen.
It was super fun meeting Brandon.
Dodging up in a star. They'll gain a huge advantage.
I didn't expect to meet him either. Like, I was so surprised when I learned that he was pulling up.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Luckyo getting that one right there. Brandon 2.
Yep, super valid.
Wow, game of inches. I keep saying it. We'll see how
7th place to open the show, not too terrible. Yeah, I remember. I think I actually made a pretty good comeback at the end. I wasn't looking good that race.
The difference in points from
we got Carver with the 25 months. Hello, hello. Hope you had lots of fun at Momocon. Might be back to St. Said next year. So would you recommend Momocon for a first timer? Yes, absolutely. Momocon, amazing experience, unforgettable. It's been one of the highlights of my year for the past like 3 years. Excuse me, like last 3 years kind of thing.
There's a sign that says you must be.
I would 1000% recommend it.
The height of a Goomba.
I love that. That's actually really good detail on there.
Fact.
That's really funny, Ty.
So that's probably why it was picked. So next, we're moving on to Wild Woods, which is.
Wasn't apologetic about it. Damn.
There's only one.
Yeah, it's an anime gaming convention.
But if you're skilled enough and have the right.
Also, you got me using Chow's me.
Very, very fast still.
This is where you're going to see the item play come into play too as well. So because you do
I
also
did get
have
Steam
two
Ankle,
faster
yes,
routes,
Jack.
a point route for the left route up here at the beginning, or you could stay those like tighter routes up on the right side. So it'll be interesting to see. Most likely, I would like to see the top players go to that left path, try and get those coins, be able to boost themselves up there. You've talked about so many times about how important it is to get those coins.
You can't talk about
I think I remember beast moding this race at the start, and then I messed up my driving, so I had to like back out or something.
Usually the top spots will opt to go for the right path, which is faster. Still a few coins available.
I might vlog next time. We'll see.
Setting that pace, being up in the front is very, very important.
That right there with Brandon, unfortunately.
Wait.
We'll see how
Okay, no, it was
catastrophic
actually
that
just
is.
not showing
He will
first and
have to play
seventh.
from the back here, get the coin count up, and make his comeback later in the race.
Absolutely. And honestly, like, with this race right
Oh my gosh. Yes! This was the moment where I like popped off, but then I messed up after.
The mushroom here, so you can see those skill players being able to take it, just like you saw with JPG, trailing the people out with taking that cut, no mushroom.
Bro! I was gonna win the race if I didn't do that! Also, that I heard a scream, so I'm putting that up again. Dude, I win the race if I didn't miss that mini turbo. Bro.
Needed.
Very smartly yields that space to Greg. Knows he's
Yeah,
long coins. Greg
I
is
low-key
some of the
did
triple
spoil
green
it,
shells.
but yes,
Plus,
Greg
the
got
blue
first
shell
this
is
race.
still
And look who
Jason
passed
Given
me
is
there.
such a
Greg.
smart
You know
player.
what that means?
Really good.
If
He's a
I
great
don't mess up there,
personality,
I
but he's so
most likely
smart.
get first.
And right there, you saw Siogo actually got trailed out by the green over there by Greg. Greg sitting pretty nice with that red, trailing up there, tying second. JPG over here in third.
Making a push for second place and trailing, establishing body position. As I guarantee you, all these players in the top spots are watching the minimap.
Yeah, I messed up that cut.
It's about time and a little bit overdue, but I don't actually know if the players are at distance. We're all trying to catch
Yeah,
up.
I had to go
This
wide
path
here,
is
remember
really
this? The
tight.
moment
middle
Jeeden
spots are gonna be
shroomed up,
super chaotic. Gotta
I
keep
was
that back end
immediately in
rolling.
such
I know
an
it might be
inconvenient
hard to see,
spot.
but this is absolutely necessary for Jeeden because those triple greens are right behind. No, but he wins the trail battle, able to establish himself in second place. Greg, I think, gets ghosted. No, the ghost is still in play. Jeeden
Oh, I think I know what
happened.
happens.
In third place.
I think
This is
someone like
very,
cracked
very
open the
valuable
barrel and like a
invincibility.
green landed in my
Has
face.
to
That's
do
why
it
you
to
can see
avoid
me
the
in last
banana.
place with
Very,
Daisy
very
back there.
smart. Has a mushroom for the no item shortcut. Let's see if he can propel himself.
Oh, and he got a bomb in first. You think they're gonna
Yeah,
play
you see
aggressive
that guy,
there, and
Greg?
it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
that
but
would have
the
been
bomb
me.
explodes, but they do both
That would have
fail.
been me.
Keeping those top three spots in the same. No
That
chances
would have
there.
been me. And look what I got instead.
A
11th.
safe play to go for Blaze.
Yeah.
Had the ghost.
I couldn't blame
Invincibility
anyone
is
but
so
myself though. Like I knew that 11th place was 100% my fault.
And when you start from the back, like we saw Brandon got hit out early, had to get some coins, you have to identify the correct opportunity to
You know what's
move
ironic?
up, because there are right
I think
and
I
wrong
actually
ways
made
to
more
do it.
mistakes
Don't you think?
in
No, there really
the
is.
semis and finals than I did the rest of the tournament. And yet I had the biggest highlight moments in the last little bit. And I think that's because I definitely reworked my macro strategy, and I'll get more into that, especially when we get to the finals. But
you need to get those points for right now, though. You can be
for the
okay with
opening
it.
rounds of the tournaments,
Right.
I was so focused on running as much as I could,
Still a qualifying
and I
round.
wasn't really giving myself the opportunity to,
Usually
like,
in previous qualifying rounds,
I didn't just go to the back, properly bag, and give myself a chance to like make a comeback kind of thing.
But there was only one round left after this, and it's the final round. So
And so,
Where are we going this time?
Wario's
yeah,
gold mine.
as a result, I found myself in the mid pack trying to make it to the very front, but I couldn't make it work a lot of the time.
Oh, I
This
really
is
do.
the player's skill expression and
Yes.
their player identity. I know Blaze likes this track,
No,
actually.
Blaze
This might have
absolutely
been a
does.
Blaze pick. I know this is a good spot for the middle of the pack because right after the first item set, it's very, very draftable. People get bumped left and right. And
That's
if you can pull-
Ty!
I think the best item you can pull here
Hey,
is
it's me!
triples, particularly triple bananas. That's such a good avenue towards the top because people have to yield to you. Let's see if somebody can pull triple bananas right here.
And what's
Bro's
actually
trying to do
crazy
all
too
those
is
snaking, bro.
no DLC
All
picks
those
yet
snakes
from
are
this,
snakes-aroos.
But we've actually seen a lot of the DLC picks being the favorites for these events.
I think I got like a big.
Lots of
Yeah,
old
damn
ones
right I
with
did.
many
Ty!
years of it.
I'm such an. You know, I'm gonna swear. I'm such an asshole for that.
Usually the experienced players tend to favor the base game because they just know it so well.
I'm such an asshole for that.
Blaze
the bomb
throws it
goes up.
forward.
But does actually avoid it.
Yeah, I made
It
that.
locks
I made
on
that
to
work.
someone going around it, and it doesn't really connect with anybody.
Brandon does strike me as someone who would take like these like different routes.
Lots of trails out here, as if to say. not
understand
mess
it, though.
with me. I want to keep my position.
But I
Easy
like the
way
play
to
that
keep
Brandon
your
did right there.
position,
Went
as
off
Bubble said, keep your distance from the pack.
Going off the left side with that bomb that was going
Oh,
through,
yeah.
instead of trying
I
to
forget
escape,
what
going
Ribbon
for
Row
the
was
first
like. I
and
got
second
karma got me
right
good.
there.
Brandon has a horn here, which is good defense, but has to be careful. If Blaze,
Oh, nasty back coming from JPG.
Yeah, nasty
you
back
have to
coming from
say you gotta
JPG.
Anticipate that. It's hard.
I'm in a
with
perfect
danger
spot
in
here,
front of
too.
behind you. It's hard
What's
to
up,
keep track of
Josh?
all these things, even the top players can't do it successfully.
Good
all
to
the
see you,
time.
dude. Hoping to
That's
see
just
you
how important it is
when,
to be so aware.
like, during the switch to midnight release. Yes, sir.
JPG kind of giving that space, showing that respect. Like, hey, it's okay. I don't really need to push myself up there just yet. Blue's still able to be in play right here. So
Yeah, this is like a
giving them
perfect
that
situation for me.
opportunity, so.
I saw that ghost.
Take it to the
That
very
ghost
far
was
right, just in
pretty
case of a
good.
back.
That ghost is really, really high up. The pack is pretty separated, not at shock distance. I was gonna say that's a great pull for JPG with the red shell that got ghosted. He gets
Another
ghosted
ghost again,
Didn't
bro.
get to use either of those items, but he does go into a double box.
Got
Now
that-
he's gonna
got
take
that
this
blue shell
Let's see
coming
if
in,
she
though.
drops a bomb on JPG, or is able to get rid of it.
Hey, that's
no,
already.
she takes it. JPG moves into first place. Comfortable lead with a bomb in hand. He dictates the fate of Luckyo here.
So,
Sorry, that was Luckyo.
Yep, so it's
Misspoke
going to be
earlier.
pretty comfortable.
I had a bomb in first, by the way. Pretty sure.
Gonna get that second. You see Luckyo just holding on.
That's
to
four.
No,
just lag right
It's a
there.
visual bug.
So JPG.
That's
you know,
four.
You love to see that.
Strong showing from all of these front runners. In this race, and, you know, that was established early. Just like we said.
Dude, we heard Chow
the
scream
the
like
draft
3
came out
times
after
there.
the first item set. There was a lot of carnage, people establishing space, and you know that's what happens every single Mario Kart race.
Yep.
People say, "Stay away from me," and then the pack starts to separate out, and we start to get a little more violent. In the pack, but, the front was a very good spot to be in.
Chow,
Really was, and that was actually a
you
pretty
are
good race for
everything
JPG
but
right there.
cringe.
8 points going into it,
And
getting
if
that
I'm
top
being
spot,
honest, you made my
15 right
Momocon
there.
experience
Now
like
right
100
back
times better.
in the top 6 right there. It's good to see that.
Still early, and as we've seen in previous rounds and even the 2v2 finals, spots can change just like that.
Oh my
because
gosh.
when we're at such a high skill threshold, the deciding factor becomes something
Oh!
other than skill level.
No.
Look-
It becomes
look
the
at- look at
item
this!
play,
Look at
the
this!
item luck. There's
Look
a
up
certain
top!
level of
Look at my
level of
breathing,
RNG
bro!
to this.
Look at my
Every item
breathing!
box is an opportunity that you get to make a difference, and
Yes.
it depends on what you do with that.
See that breathing?
Is the outcome of your race and other
does.
people's races.
That's how I regulate my mind.
Now,
Look
this
at the
is actually
shoulders
been
going
the
up
favorite that I
and then
have
down
seen.
as I'm relaxing myself.
Love to see
Dude,
this more.
breathing technique that I'm bringing into Mario Kart World. It genuinely helped so much.
Actually guess, like, kind of figure out where the path they're going to go to unless you actually practice on the track and go through it and see where they're going to go. To.
Me doing that.
Somebody that's not really doing the time trials and understanding how this track really works, it's going to be difficult for them to be able to navigate through that.
And the knowledge check you can use to your advantage, because if you know where the obstacles are and where they're going to go, you can use that to not get hit yourself.
Oh, 100%,
and have
Colby.
them hit the other players, and that is how this track wins itself.
Exactly.
That's real,
Right, so
Artie.
the names that
Couldn't
we're
put
paying
any better
attention to here,
myself.
So we got Luckyo in 1, Cheetah in 2, Blaze 3, Greg also tied for 3, JPG 5, and then Brandon 6. But you got 0-2B and Artie.
Yeah, I think I had like 2 or 3 like really good races, and all the other ones were just like really tough for me.
Still very, very tight. Everybody into double digits after 3 races.
Like a decent setup for me.
And it, you know, JP
Okay.
We were just
Luke-
talking about
What
that.
did I do
losing
here?
3 coins. That was very avoidable.
Okay, no,
but
this was actually
there's
really
always
good.
a
Yeah,
way
me stopping the bag here.
in this track, even though there are no shortcuts. There's lots of coins readily available, but we were talking about before. You have to choose the correct opportunity to move up. JP Givener is in 8th place, with triple green shells, which can easily be back or held on to.
I can't
for
wait to
protection.
get there,
And
Artie.
No shortcuts on the track. Where's the opportunity to move up? Maybe.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Fast.
That's exactly it. And honestly, I like the position right now with JDEX being able to.
I think I vividly remember it. I also know you were trying to back the life out of me. So,
still in play here.
2 can play that
playing
game.
safe, getting the distance that's needed, waiting for the blue to come out, and there it is. And you see, slow down right there, and it still does go for JDEX. Oh, it's unfortunate.
Oh, dodged?
They did dodge. It looked like they had a mushroom behind the triple greens, which is nice.
So JDEX keeps first. Usually this is seen as a track that's not friendly to inside drift. Greg gets hit. Not much of a window left to make it back up to the pack. But Luckyo up here.
I think I'm in a
fifth,
ghost right
solid
now.
Position, not a whole lot of defense, but it depends on what the other players pull.
I think I respawned in like 6 or 7, something like that.
Nana comes out to
Oh,
trail and
gets
gets
the
Tough trail
That
for
was
you
nice
can
too.
see the visible
Honestly,
reaction. Yeah.
You want to be able to have that separation.
Look at me right
when
there.
Getting into this final lap, be able to solidify, get that top spot.
Ooh, this rang is very dangerous. Surely it comes back on the set, no? Oh, no. The defense gets redded.
Oh, I think I'm gonna
Is
start
available,
right
though.
now.
Does it come back? Does it go up?
No, you got to go for that play.
No, that sneaks. Never mind.
That. Knocking out 0-2B. Oh, but then getting Piranha planted right there.
I think I got hit by that same plant.
Knock him back a few spots.
I think I was. No, I vividly remember.
Sneaks is the
I was
benefit
telling
of all
myself,
this.
you can
Boost
see
all
it,
the
but
way up
I'm
to
in the
first
back.
base
Like I'm not
before
getting
the negative
a good
drop.
race here.
Just
And it
because,
does.
yes, it doesn't connect onto Jadex.
You can tell.
Second place,
Like I was
believe.
telling myself,
Very, very great shot.
I put forward the best strategy that I could.
Plus 12 points.
There was just one little inconvenience that happened that messed things up for me, kind of thing. That's all it was.
Years in this semifinal room.
Oh, it really is. And you see that those names are going to keep shifting back and forth.
They're going to shuffle almost every single race.
Yeah, and honestly, Sneak's happy right there, getting that first place, and Jadex as well, being able to get again those points.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just checking Discord right now if there's like a black screen. Yeah.
Later races, that's what's going to separate it because we've talked about it before. When you get behind.
Yeah, that's just how it happens. Like when I go on the Discord, like OBS will just go onto a black screen. But I figured it'd be safe to do that like while in between races instead of like right after.
Just to be able to make sure that you don't miss out.
My phone is charging right now because it's really low. I would check my phone otherwise.
Is what you need to be able to survive in this room. You can't just be able to be in the front because you're not always going to be able to be in the front. You have to.
Well, Josh, I
be
would
smart,
say
make the right
that
decisions
typically
in those
it's
microscopic
Birdo,
decisions
Mr.
to make
Scooty.
space. Like, Blaze
But
was
this,
such a
the
tough
Switch
spot.
I was playing on
Give
didn't
up
have the
space,
booster course
give up
pass,
space again,
and thus the
keep going out,
characters.
and when he
So I
finally
used
chose
Daisy.
to go tight after that blue
And
shot,
Daisy
it
was,
doesn't
Daisy definitely blessed your boy up.
It's Mario Kart for you.
Sometimes there's just no window to go up. Sometimes it be like that. Sometimes.
It really does. All right, so with the standings right now, so we have
You're so
Ethan in
positive,
first,
Artie.
Luckio
I
second,
like
Steve
that.
third, tied with Brandon also in third, Greg in fifth, and then Blaze in sixth.
Still very close. The difference between third and ninth is under 15. So.
And you got to look at that too. Like seventh place, only 6 points out from Blaze in sixth. So
Yep.
still anybody's game right here.
Koopa Cape is another very, very common track that we've seen. People are very comfortable on it, know how to drive it. It's a shroom.
I would say Smash is realistically like
move up to where we see here. This is also
in terms of in real life,
part of the track. Those 3 coins there taken by first
probably
place
like
Blaze
4
are
to 5
very
times the size if I had to
very
guess.
important for increasing
Because
the
I
distance
was there
between
on the Sunday of
overall
top 8,
safety of Blaze's race.
Absolutely.
and there was like the whole middle section was filled up.
You can see green shells coming up, and they
Yeah, I was trying to do that bit ricochet back green.
right there. So
Like the whole
really
middle
chaotic.
section of tables or of
Both
chairs
players
was like
were
all
taking
set
the
up.
Green shell coming back from Blaze. Blaze pulled goes into the grass.
Oh yeah, I
Second-
remember
Oh,
that.
good
I got
shot.
hit by the
But then
blue shell
also
there.
takes
I
out
reacted to it
high.
too late,
Wow,
unfortunately.
that was a pile up of a blue shell drop. And that shakes up things a lot because a lot of people that were in the back there not only move up to the front, they're taking the cut further.
Dude,
increasing
Artie.
the lead. I see JP Givener
I
from that
s-
blue drop
Ooh.
dropping all the way down to 10th place.
Yeah,
Still
that's me.
come back.
Dude, Artie.
Lightning Bolt is available.
we
I
saw
think
like
we are at
3
shot distance
like
here on this set. Lots of people in the back
like
are probably
freaking
going for
posters
the
that day of
boxes.
people
They're
holding
taking
up
an
saying,
opportunity to catch
if
back
you
up.
can afford Momocon, you can
Final
afford
lap right here, you
deodorants.
gotta be able to do that. If you're in that like 9, 10, 11, that's where you
It was
wanna
really
hold the
funny.
track full to be able to get those spots back up there.
I respected that.
I think that the pack is far enough to be able to, like you say, see it in play.
Sneaks gets an incredible opportunity here. With
Yeah,
the mushroom,
that
but he's
blue
gonna
shell
have to
really
watch
messed
out
me
for
up.
the
You can
triple
still
points
see me in the
for
back. I couldn't really do much to like
Just gonna be
make
just
up for it
barely
this
ahead.
race.
Luckio in a semi-comfortable second, has defense, vulnerable to getting ghosted.
but
those
really
green
I've
shells,
only
those
seen
green
like a
shells,
couple of these
force
races,
Blaze up.
and I haven't watched the semifinals back
Honestly,
apart from the
smart
last
ball, but
race
still
in a
getting
minute.
it.
So like,
Danger.
Honestly,
yeah.
In front, danger behind, nowhere to go.
yeah, didn't matter where he was going to go with it.
Yep.
Either star behind or the triple greens in front.
Yeah. So tough luck for Artie dropping down to the back.
Oh, actually, decent. 7th,
Blaze
8th.
up to
Okay,
third.
8th.
Yolo with the first
29. I feel like 29 after
And
5
we see
races.
another
It just
shuffle
feels
of the danger.
cursed. It just feels
Oh,
cursed.
hey, we were just talking about that just a moment ago.
That's just good Mario Kart.
It's great Mario Kart right there, and that's what makes the difference. So now you get yourself back into that running. You're just a few points shy of being in that top 6. So now you can get back to being your comfortable picks, what it is that you want to.
Right.
So you choose your top spot.
Chao is on smoke right now.
Where am I gonna go?
Yeah, where are you gonna go?
Oh man. Well, my best track is not a running track. It's not good for first
Oh,
place.
no?
DK Mountain. I am second in the world at it, so I'm pretty good at the track. I'm pretty confident in my ability. So you know,
Yep.
maybe I am picking that track just because.
Ty,
I'm
if you
confident in
donate
my ability.
$1,000, I'll skip Ribbon Road.
I know I'm gonna get see our competitors here picking track-wise, ones that they are comfortable and confident on, and you need both of those things if you're going to move on from this round.
No, that's exactly it.
DK Summit, another track that we've seen a lot.
Oh, dude, this track is my bread and butter, man.
We might see a couple people just not even start. I'll be honest.
Amidst like I would.
Thank you for that beautiful visual.
Bro. Actually, just messed up.
First place, go for some coins. We should see Silva go for some coins right after this. He immediately pops the coins.
Oh, I didn't do that, chat. I didn't hear that, Chow.
Stick to the left side.
No,
That would have been so cool if that picked up.
Coins are very rare on this track. Again, can't talk about them enough. You need them for
I personally didn't hear it through my headphones either.
Up to the front.
Oh, you heard it?
The hilly section is very, very
I'll back up. I don't have arrow keys, so I'll try to find it.
Just because I have confidence, I'll be honest. Thank you for that beautiful visual display. Just because I have confidence in my ability, I don't have to hold first on it. I know I'm going to get a good spot on it, and I think that's what we see our competitors here picking track-wise.
Yeah.
Ones that they are comfortable and confident on, and
I'm listening.
both of those things if you're going to move on from this round.
No, that's exactly it.
DK Summit.
I did hear that. I did hear that on the rewind.
Has in their pocket.
Oh, I went way too far ahead.
But Sneaks is extra.
All right, there we go.
Through. Goes up to the double shortcut, easily able to do it, and this is where the pace is set. People are dropping.
DK Summit.
There's a broken item set we're coming up for lap 2, which makes Shock and Blue incredibly likely, and this track overall very volatile.
No, that's exactly it.
Bro, I'm so good at this track.
You got to be a little bit careful here. You got JPG right behind them with triple greens.
I'm kind of nervous for 0-2B because what's the decision here? JP Givener is so threatening with his triple greens. Going for coins, interesting, with 6 already, but wanting to max out at 10 and maybe opt for a different item. No, chooses to keep it. Maybe didn't have space to get rid of that.
2 greens in the horn. Yeah, I want to keep it.
We might see a shock here. Lots of people in stars might not be the best place.
Perfect setup for the cut relative to the bumps.
The distance is there, though.
The distance is definitely there, especially with the cannon set being so.
I wanted to get rid of those 2 greens because 2 revolving greens, like there's a bigger sense of vulnerability. But look at that freaking half pipe, dude.
Defense, but doesn't know what Silvo has in their pocket. Neither.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so, Luna.
You don't really care.
Yeah.
So like a woo!
Honestly, we haven't seen too many aggressive plays that have been happening from this, so you got to start thinking to yourself that there's not that many people going to be like hitting you out. Start playing a little defensively. Like I'd be sitting up there at the top spots.
I don't know if I should have streamed here, to be honest. I kind of set myself up for like awkward stuff. But then, look at that. Shocked on the boost panels. Look at that. Bottom right. Boom. Super mini turbo on top of that. Perfect improv, buddy.
Maybe squishing each other. This is an absolute slug.
Perfect move around the freaking Shy Guy.
This is such a good pull for second place. Do they come back to? But no, there's no reason to back them.
Don't want to create those enemies right now.
I've seen him in this.
Whatever, Artie.
Aggressively before, but you're right. There's no real.
That's a JPG scream.
Back those greens. We don't know who the opponents are.
Yep.
Dude, I was a 9th, but also like 5 points behind 3rd.
That was a great pull.
It really was.
Yeah, very safe.
Did you see the point? The point difference is so small as far as going all the way down to where we are in 9th place. All the way.
Oh, look at that. It was me that got
anybody's team. I mean, realistically, you start to see that separation when you got the first place, second place. It's like, okay, they can be a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
You really can't.
Yeah. I was really happy with that race.
We've seen so many changes.
Being on over 40 after 6, after having been on under 30 after 5, huge for me.
Oh, yeah.
And look at that. Look up top. Boom.
Defending the circuit as he usually does. He's establishing a tradition, but not here. Everybody is.
Look at that. The breathing technique. The breathing technique to regulate the mind.
No, they really are.
Which is interesting because when the point
shoulders relaxed, and apparently a little bit of the
you start to establish
subtle muscle flexing here and there, getting the chest out a little bit, and a bit of the arms back.
This is the second time I've seen this, and we all know how much I love this track.
You love Excitebike, but why?
Listen, so
Luna, I think what you meant to ask was, why were we here?
A lot of people hate Excitebike just because they feel like it's a boring track. You don't really know how to like do too much with it, either bag or you just front run. But a big thing to remember here is a ramp strat. So if you actually practice and learn how to do the ramp strat, you can give yourself a little bit of an advantage.
I thought Tao was going to get like the low trick off on the last bit.
Just because of how often it is that it's picked. So I'm all for it.
I can see that. It's interesting because although it is just a bunch of straight lines, there's a lot of skill expression that goes into this track. Because
What?
You can play this track in multiple ways.
I don't know what that was all about. Sorry about that.
In the back, you can choose an opportunity to get some mushrooms, get a star, maybe a lightning
Look at me in fourth.
make a comeback. But if you can establish enough of a lead as these top 3 players are trying to do, then
Yeah, I think I made a pivotal mistake this race, but I was scared of sneaks. I was scared of the 2 reds in front of me
skill alone.
and the blooper situation, so I just wanted to shroom up and just like establish myself in the front.
Forward, but able to avoid it. Looks like JPG actually
But yeah, look at this,
somebody else
like-
to be able to take that red for them.
A boomer
I made a decent verse right now. This isn't. I think honestly, nah, just because I got blue doesn't mean this is bad. Missing that mini turbo kind of sucked though.
You
Has to come
see
back.
him use it right there, trying to avoid the red that's coming through. But honestly, I don't mind holding onto it because you know that you got that double defense that's going to take.
I'm missing a lot of mini turbos. Like I
Well,
honestly
just in case somebody does pull
didn't
the
play that well
enough,
in this round.
But the shot comes out with.
And a blue
Okay,
shell.
actually, you know what?
Oh, you see JPG
I
trying to stop right there. Oh, but
yeah,
still
dude,
will
I
be
just stopped for
taking
way
it.
too long.
Unfortunate.
I stopped for way too long. That was a bad play on my end.
And I was going to say they had enough of a lead so where the shock didn't matter that much, but it is. There's one bullet bill that dodged, another bill.
Shock blue was
Greg.
unlucky.
Somebody that we haven't
A
been able
I think
to
if
fan
I
favorite. The crowd roars
just,
as Greg
I should have
comes
just
up to
went
the
off the
front.
ramp,
He has a
maximized my
mushroom,
speed
able to
while
take this
small,
shortcut, but can he stay safe? This banana is so
and then I
threatening.
would have
Does
been
he come
good.
back? No, he moves into second.
That got me
The
11th
green
place.
shell
Oh, but
again.
gets redded
Can't
out right
dodge the
there.
red. Greg
Does
drops to
lose 2
fifth,
spots.
6th, 5th
Yeah.
for Greg.
So went from 3 to 5, which isn't
Yeah,
too bad. Luckily,
that
he
was
had
my
the
fault.
mushroom to be able to
Far and
recover
away
that
my
red
fault.
shell that came through, but even still, oh,
10th place, but only 5 points behind
Yeah,
6th.
but
I was.
on the opposite side, not
It's
heartbreak.
very
Seattle.
scary when you are so very
was
much in
not-
contention.
Didn't have that many points to be able to begin with, but now
Right.
back to back.
Like you're very, very much in contention,
Yeah,
but
you're happy.
you know you get
Sure, but I don't know about
these
happy.
bad races.
definitely no feeling
It makes things a lot harder. And but you know the fact that it was like an even playing field situation,
So first place, 61 points.
right? Still wasn't like that far behind the top 6.
Yep.
2 points separating for first. and
Made it very, very
Here's, say, the
decent for me,
usual
I guess.
suspects. Luckio and
That makes
Steve,
sense.
61 to 59. But Sio with another first place moves up to tie Sneaks for second overall currently with 59 points. Let's see, who's in last place? 30 points for Ty, which is honestly not that far back. Last place is not that far back.
Nope, it really isn't. So again, you gotta.
Dude, Bubbles looks so professional with like with the pen on top of the hand gestures.
Going in this moment, and this is where I start taking picks like
That's like some 30-plus-year-old energy. I'm not gonna lie.
Baby Parker, I don't know, dude.
things
I
are
don't
not
know.
going well for you. You're trying
Like
to figure out
when you
something like
combine the hand gestures with the pen,
This
that's a
is,
big deal.
I dare say, the epitome of a shake-up track.
It really
The
is.
defining canon item.
What, Luna?
Although
Chicken
you
butt?
can still
That's
run
what
to
I'm
the
guessing.
front in the top spot and establish yourself and still put yourself in a good position to win this race, because although shock is very likely, it is never guaranteed. And
Oh, I don't remember if this race. No, I think. Okay, I'll save. I think I remember how this race goes.
The spacing is so important in this game.
I don't have a
Greg
pen
does
on me
that
at the moment, unfortunately.
Safely gets a single item box, can't get that double, but a shroom is a good opportunity to move up. There's a red shell ahead, got to be careful with that, and now it's just a little bit of a waiting game. There's an item box up ahead. Does he shroom up here? No, Greg does not see the opportunity to move up, so he holds off on the trigger. That is a veteran move.
It'll
Very,
be
very
interesting
wise.
to see here who's going to take the supercut, and you're going to see right here a couple of people choose to take that little shortcut that takes place right there. It does give you a little bit of that boost. Oh, getting
Blaze.
dangerously close to that red shell, but
Yeah,
able to
Blaze
avoid it.
is
Oh, you gotta
definitely.
get that
Yeah,
Blaze. Just a
bro's
little
got
bit there,
spaced it
Blaze.
out.
Oh, but
Gene's
does get
trying to
trailed.
slow
I remember that. That was a huge lag trail for me. Having one of them out of there was huge for me.
Just
I like
fun.
it. I like
Yeah,
it.
you got to create that space. It's so important. Siovo in first, once again, has a super horn. Will
I remember
see
I
the
was
lightning
looking
bolt.
so good,
You can tell
but the guy
there's no
behind me
blue
had
shell
triple
yet.
reds.
Maybe it wasn't folded.
Yeah, Ty had frickin' triple reds behind me, and I only had 2 bananas, and then I got starred right after that.
2 item sets left. There's a no item shortcut that Ty is not taking, probably for safety. Shroom in hand, defense in pocket, looking good. Greg coming up on the bill, up to the set, another dodge item in pocket, gonna be in the star for basically the rest of the race.
Look at the minimap though.
Sneaks
Look at the
is
daisy. You
not
can
in
barely
it.
see the daisy hairs on the minimap.
The line.
Right
Dude,
there.
I made a comeback there, dude. You.
Crazy to see there. Another first place.
I don't know if that scream was for me. I forgot.
Diogo. That's 3.
Are we surprised anymore?
No, not
Actually,
anymore.
no. We were afraid we weren't going to see a clear front runner in this, but, you know.
I didn't know for sure, but that does
4 or 5
make
point
sense
lead
because
over
I
Sneaks
got
isn't
6th
really
after
a
that,
clear front runner,
like,
but
really tough
certainly
race.
Established themselves as the top player in this room so far.
That's a good point, Artie. I'm just trying to be humble. I'm not trying to pretend like everything is about me, you know?
Talked about it time and time and again.
Yeah.
You get those top players, they've been in the competitive scene for quite some time.
Because it's important, yeah.
But then you start to see people that you don't normally see
Right.
start to do that. And we
Yeah, dude, like, after getting redded and then star red after that, I was not expecting a good race there at all.
Showing, though, for only, like, a year of playing.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
This is what I've been telling people about with Momocon and all
What's
these other
up,
events
Ty?
that can. This is why you want to come out here.
I hear a certain someone with a name that starts in T and ends in Y is really looking forward to watching this race.
Alive right here. We're already on to race 9. Now we start to see, you know, the points are spreading out.
So I was in
a little
8th,
bit
still
more.
down
Now we
6
start to
behind
see some
6th.
opponents. 4th place is Greg with 61 points.
I forget how this race went for me.
9th is 49 points. Artie and Brandon, 2 of our higher seeds, are not currently in a position to make it, but that is a difference from 4th to 9th of just 12 points.
Which one race makes a difference.
One race makes a difference, and there are
Please don't
4
shock
of them
smile.
left.
What's up, Brandon?
So Ribbon Road, general strategy is you want to shroom up right here to establish yourself in the front. We see one person do that. It's probably Luckyo, I think. Blackbirdo.
Devious random
Always a
green.
great player. Usually my pick to go really far in events like this. Catalyst 2025 winner. Very cool smart steering strat. If you just hug the right side, the game will drive for you. Usually it takes
Yeah,
lot
this
of
was a hard
precision
room.
to get on
I
the
agree,
track.
Brandon. This
You
was a
know,
hard
use the
room.
tools available to you to win the race, and that's exactly what Luckyo is doing.
Yeah, and honestly, you like that kind of play in this because you don't want to take those risks. You don't want to be able to like fall back and then have to recover from it. So you like to see when people know how to be able to turn it on and off to be able to do those.
Plus,
things.
if there's
Damn!
Nasty back there for Greg.
Plus, if there's danger coming at you, you want to increase your maneuverability and survivability, and smart steering helps a lot with that because this is a very, very hard part of the track to stay on.
No, that's exactly it. Sneaks here at 7th place going to be able to hold on to some of those mushrooms, be able to take that cut at the end.
A blue shell is launched from about 4th or 5th.
Someone like
place.
8th right now,
Very
something like
high.
that.
Just goes to show that separation.
Damn,
Artie and
Ty!
I think both wanted to take that cut. I think Ty might have wanted to catch Artie in that blue explosion, but Artie was able to expertly dodge that. Triple reds from Brandon in 2nd.
Triple reds from Brandon.
Play right there,
Ran.
slowing down so that way they don't get hit out because you know that Artie right now is in 9th place. He needs to be able to get one of these top spots. But Ty playing aggressively, you love to see that. Gets rid of the reds. Now in 2nd place with that horn. Oh, beautifully done.
Jeeden in a great spot, but wants to wait to use the star until the very end, but has to stay safe. So, opting to go around to stay safe. This is a good, safe play. Don't need first, just
Oh,
need to stay safe. And this is how
dude!
to do it.
Cool.
Invincibility to
I
the rest of the
remember
race.
I was set up.
Take out right there. Oh, an aggressive play by Jeeden. And you know what? Why not? I love that. Sneaks has a
Okay,
lot of
that
points
was
coming into this
definitely
one,
not
so
for
it's like,
me.
No, I need to catch back
Dude.
up. I want to solidify myself a little bit closer.
I
to where
remember
they're
this
at.
race.
Ooh.
Jeeden's playing pretty cheeky today.
I remember.
You saw him on
What
the blue
happened
early.
was-
Oh, kinda like maybe tap
I
the
got
brake
into
button
a really
little
good
bit,
spot.
trail first behind him, yeah.
I was in 7th, but then I didn't pull shrooms last set,
the way to
so
play
I
Well,
was just
and
screwed.
to a certain extent, hitting other players kind of feels good, doesn't it?
does, it
When
does.
you get a successful hit on some other player, you know, because Jeeden did not have to hit Sneaks there.
No, not at all.
Jeeden, of course, could tell 2nd place was pretty much in the bag, but you know, it either makes a statement. Again, the mental part of the game we don't really talk about enough.
It
It's a
really
very
isn't.
mental game,
It
and
really is. And
if you know Sneaks is very put down by that, it might affect him going forward.
3 races to go from here.
3 races
I'm
left.
8 points behind 6th place average.
perfectly put.
Yes.
People don't talk about this enough. Where when you start getting into those mindsets where
Yep.
somebody's beating you up or hitting you out, like you start getting
Sunshine!
frustrated, you start, like making choices that you normally would.
This is a good race.
We talk about those using those items, like spamming the items right away because you're frustrated and you just want to get the person who hit you right back. But it's really starting to get into them.
Yeah. You gotta, you know, stay out of your own head. You gotta stick to your strengths. You can't get rattled this late in the
Can't
game.
get rattled there, bud.
An absolute menace on the racetrack and is in 4th place.
Whoa!
overall. There's a tie for 5th between Blaze and Greg at 63 points. Only 4
Is that
points
the? Is that
behind
my?
his
Is that me? That's the
Artie, who
stream.
finished pretty well that race.
Yeah, they did.
And remember that interaction.
I feel like I played this race really, really well, too.
Remember that for later.
All right, we're going to the airport. Where are we going?
We're going flying. There are 2 big gliders on this track. This is usually seen as a strong group front runner in the 6v6 scene. Obviously, we are not playing 6v6. So that shroom shortcut that we just saw through the grass is the opportunity in lap 1 to move up. We saw a couple people take it. Let's see if Luckyo gives space for Genie.
Yeah, it was super duper fun, Leal.
Too far behind to make a difference. But do these greens go
6th?
up? Not sure what's behind Genie.
Yeah, that was very key. I saw the greens and braced for impact.
But the Rangan pocket, this is very
Put in that work.
Ooh,
Yeah, I knew the greens were there. Boom.
Creating a lot of space. Still in
Bro,
first place.
I
Now
knew
back
exactly
to
how to move.
Honestly, and right here, if you're JP,
All skill, no luck involved.
Defensively here.
I knew the greens were behind me. I knew there was crazy stuff around me. I was putting in that work to move around efficiently.
Keep yourself safe. Way to go.
Siovo is lurking right
Keep
behind
yourself
JP
safe. Nice one.
Because the shroom into triples is such a
Dude, look at
powerful
this.
combination. JP
Look at that
gives us no
freaking
idea.
back read
Well,
from Artie.
now he does,
Bro
but
did
that
not
was
get the glider vector to try to back me. I'm just saying.
Now he knows
Bro's
what's
talking
up.
about me
With
being a
the
freak.
shroom hiding the triple greens, JP had no idea. But this is a good break for him. And the best part is he doesn't even know it.
No, that's exactly it. And honestly, the shroom up with the triple greens could have been able to trail him out too. So yeah, absolutely, probably the best thing that could have happened for JPG getting that one taken away from them.
Launches a red forward at first place, threatening, knocking on their door. I believe that's already in first.
Yeah, that was really it for me too. I wasn't trying to take out first.
Watch out.
I just try to throw reds forward so I don't get bombed, you know?
Already pulling another bomb, which I
Look at how wide I was going there. I went that wide because I didn't want to get back, dude. I learned my lesson from lap 2 because that was pretty close.
Going to be used defensively here by 0-2B. Smart decision.
Oh, but then goes ahead and gets aggressive and keeps that spot. You like to see it
Yeah.
also getting the
That's
horn
a scream
with
for
time to get
JPG.
right there.
0-2B has 2 players to stream past, but no, shuts the door.
-1 on 6, dude.
Oh, man, that
The greens were on point and the horn right at the very end. I don't know if they saw Ty coming up at the very end, but I mean, why not use the horn right there, just in case? This is LAN. They're all connected via Ethernet, but there is still a little bit of lag here and there. So
Nah, I'm going to do one at a time, Luna.
And honestly, when you've been going to these events, or even
Like,
playing, you kinda get
one
used
set
to
of
that
screams kind of thing.
that just because
Yeah.
you see that happen on your screen doesn't mean that that's actually what took
Yes,
place, and not
exactly.
to just start celebrating early.
Yeah, don't trust your eyes all the time.
That's the question of the year, Articuno.
And I got to call out on that one. There was a nice little joke from the moderators of our Twitch page saying that TSA held them up in the airport.
Yeah,
You gotta love that.
Whoa there.
All right, so we're getting down to our last few races here, and we're starting again to see that separation, but there's still such a close.
Leaderboard!
from that
What's up,
6th
Yellow
place
Brick?
All the way up into that 6th place. So even
Yeah.
though you're in 10th place right now, you still have that opportunity. to
Okay,
get yourself that
I'll
good
count
race
this as a
to
scream for
break out the
JPG.
top.
Keep
I know
pushing.
that I've called
Not
this
out
my
of it
special
yet,
track, but like,
for
dude,
some of us, the climb
I'm gonna
is
be honest, I was not
slowly
happy this track got
improving,
picked
but
because
those
my
are
track record on this track is
close.
terrible.
Skyguard
Like,
is a track we have not seen
I
yet.
did my
Either very
heavy,
much or
like,
so far
good
this
breathing,
tournament.
but like, I was
Right
genuinely
there.
terrified of
So
this
the
track getting
difference
picked.
Between 10th place and 6th place, you see that?
Yep.
4 points.
4 points.
4 points separates you from being knocked out.
Like, this is one of my hardest tracks in the game to actually perform well on. So I was really terrified, and I just bagged immediately.
With a good enough race, we could see the spots shuffle yet.
Bro, me
again.
freaking
Expect
too,
that.
dude!
Really will.
I
And,
played
this
it
is
so
actually
well
a good
just to
track,
get
too.
barely
I
freaking
like
lag
how chaotic
trailed.
it can be around that last point. You get that mushroom cut that comes through here. So many times that you'll see it happen time and time and again. Mushroom with triples behind. And people get knocked out, hit out, or even...
Dude, Brandon, we both made each
And
other
we were
sad.
talking about the importance
'Cause-
of pocket items here before. Very often, lots of chaos happens in that shortcut because people use the mushroom and then the pocket item comes out. And if it's triple greens or
Ooh.
crazy,
That
or a
bomb was
like
crazy.
that, then the chaos ensues. So I expect
Your
a
boy in the
very,
back,
very exciting
11th place right now.
Shortcut, but for now, Artie and Brandon very comfortably up in the front. Where's Artie in the standings? Artie's in 3rd. Brandon is
Look at that star.
the lower half in 11th. Brandon needs these points, but the blue shell is coming in.
If I pulled a star behind my triple shrooms, that would have been best case scenario, I think.
Have to take this blue.
Yep. And the separation is here now. Shock could be in play at any moment. And it's really...
I forget what I did, to be honest. I think I should have held my golden, to be honest.
There.
Instead of, because I think I used both of my shrooms, and so that I had my golden out after like the shortcut that just passed.
Crucial points.
Oh, this is gonna be a tough little corner. Narrowly missed.
Yeah, dude, that freaking bomb!
Explode.
Oh man, they had to go wide right there to avoid it, but then the ring hits him, and the red hits him as well.
Absolute pile up on the
Oh,
last fighter.
no, poor
Brandon gets
Brandon.
hit again, all the way down.
That
to the
sucks for
bottom.
Brandon,
No.
like that SAR.
That is.
I didn't know that
unfortunate. Going
happens.
From third all the way down to ninth right there. You like the aggressive play with the bomb, but
When I got
at the
11th
end,
here, I
no
thought it was
items to
completely
keep
over.
yourself safe.
The position was so good. The finish line was just.
If I'm
in
being
view.
honest though, if I
That's
could
what
go
we talked
back
about
and
right
do it
there.
differently,
That last little corner and the chaos that
I
happened
would have
with it
used
from the
one
item play that
shroom.
went through. Oh.
Yeah, and that's knowing where
I
you
would have
are
used
in the
one
standings.
shroom
Brandon was
in the
11th
shortcut
place
and
overall
reserved my
going into
golden
that
until the
race.
very end.
Pulling a bomb at the last set.
I
If
forgot
he
exactly how it went down though, so you never know.
Point-wise,
Yeah.
then I think that bomb goes back.
Oh, it does. It
as if-
absolutely does.
But he was going for the big race, and sometimes that's a risk that you have to take.
Yeah,
That's
I was devastated when I got 11th that race. Like I genuinely thought it was completely over.
Place. Like you have to start. We're getting down to the finals. Like you really have to start making plays like that. Get your points up there and be able to get in that
Yeah.
top.
It was a
Listen
calculated
to
risk,
this.
but it did not pay off for Brandon as he
Ooh.
slips farther.
Another lounge.
You can hear Chow scream full motion, dude.
How do
What
you
a
feel about
track
it?
to be. You know,
It's
I
the
never-
final race too.
it's the final race. This is it. This is where some dreams will continue and some dreams will stop.
And let's get some hype out in the crowd right now. Is this the final race of the semifinals as we get ready to find out who is joining the other 6 in the finals?
Siovo currently in first, 99 points. That's a pretty comfortable lead ahead of Greg in 6th place with 78 points. Siovo's really, really comfortable.
You're so funny, Leal.
to go to the next round. But let's see the point differential. Greg in 6th, 78. Ty and 02B are behind with 72.
Yup.
JP Givener.
Dude,
far
last
back, but
year,
still not out of reach with
there was
69
no
points.
table. There
This
was
is gonna be
no
very important, and
table.
This is where the opponents are made. Jeeden,
This
Greg,
year there was a
Ty,
table.
02B, JP Givener are all fighting for these spots. And
Very
Luckio,
important.
4th place, 82 points. That water park race, that first place,
You see Artie doing that?
It does.
I didn't
It
have
comes
to do
back and
that.
shows you at this point. But either way, right here, we have Luckio on 1, Brandon 2, and JPG getting in 3 right now. And honestly, I like this right here. I'm going to be able to kind of take this and just play it safe. Not try to be too aggressive with it. It's still early on. Blue's in play.
Look at this. This is so key
Oh,
for
they're
me.
both
Yeah,
electing to stop here.
that was huge.
I, like
I
how JP
purposely
Givener
slowed down
around
because
that red trail.
unlike a lot of people,
totally
I actually
Now he has a
I
shroom in the
actually
pocket.
keep in mind that there could be a second blue shell.
Able to block this red shell.
And I had the means to stop a little bit, so I did.
No, he actually doesn't get the item box, but we'll see just how detrimental this is.
Look at that
The
motion,
item,
baby. Full motion,
that is
baby.
available that we all have to watch out for is the lightning bolt, and it can be coming very.
I
soon.
was
It is
praying so
available.
hard for
We'll see
protection
it
there. I
coming.
think I got
Can't, but
protection
he
if I'm
has
not
it.
mistaken.
He's tightening up. Maybe
Yeah,
he
that
got
was
it.
so
Maybe
lucky
this
for
is
me,
it.
dude.
I think this is it. And honestly, Blue should be able to be in play now as well.
I think if I didn't get an Nanit there, I would have considered chaining my shroom that
He's
set.
first place right here. If a red shell comes, he really wants to keep this mushroom for this motion glider.
Honestly, and it's such a beautiful item set to be able to have because not only does he have the mushroom,
Dude, it was so
but
easy
he
for
also
me
has
too,
that
man.
Titan right behind it too.
I just casually did full motion. Like it was nothing, or full motion, like it was nothing.
This is going to be big for JPG. Getting that. Oh, the shot comes in through.
That was a screen for
He does
JPG.
get that first place that he needs. We'll see if it's enough to be able to get the points and move on.
JP Givener fighting for that last spot. 0-2B also. Let's see who gets in. It's a
And
tie.
JPG with a tie with 0-2B. We
It's
have
a
a tie
tie.
for 6th place. Gonna have to go into a tiebreaker now to be able to see
Dude,
who
low
moves
key,
on.
when
But
that happened, I
beautifully
was
done,
like
not
kind of
out
sad
it,
and
just
stressed
like
at
what
the
we
same
talked
time.
about,
Yep.
And you see
'Cause,
it right
like,
there. So now it
I
comes
really
down
thought
to
I
a
did it.
tiebreaker
I
between
did.
the two of
I
them.
thought that I made it.
Whoever
I saw Greg in the
used
back, and I
lightning
thought I
bolt,
made it.
0-2B
Yes.
is going to buy you a drink.
Yeah. But
I saw
beautifully
Greg in the
done.
back, and I
So
was
let's
like,
take a
"This is
look
my
here.
ticket."
So we're gonna
And
go
I
ahead and
thought
talk
I was
about
so
thank
confident I
everybody
made
that,
it.
that didn't make it move
And then
on.
instead of
So
making it, it was a tie.
Blaze, Ty, Brandon, and Jadex, thank you so much for playing up there. You guys gave it all. And again, such a tight room. It doesn't matter whether or not you were in 10th or you're all the way up in 2nd. That point was just right there with it.
Yeah, dude, this
So
tiebreaker was. This is crazy, but I was really confident in my ability.
Such high-end talent, and it was
Yes.
on full display here.
It really was. And now they're going to go ahead and get set up. So here in a minute, they're going to go ahead and get the 2 players tied up
Yep.
and be able to get that that tiebreaker going on.
1v1 tiebreaker.
The 1v1.
This was
And,
such a
actually,
crazy
this is the
thing.
First one for this
I was gonna say before this, but I didn't want a commentator's curse it. But I guess even thinking of it did anyway. We haven't seen ties in this tournament so far.
That is devious, Kai.
And so this is it. This why not? The finals, like for the semifinals, getting into the finals, why not have that be the?
This could not be more critical.
Yes. Oh man, I don't know about you guys in the crowd, but I'm pretty excited. What about you guys? Exactly that. Exactly that. But
are there even established rules for this?
No, there are.
For this? Yeah.
Yeah, there are established rules that they have for this.
Dude, I asked if repicks counted.
So we'll be able to see them get set up for it.
Like,
now,
can we pick tracks that were in the original 12?
But I'm pretty sure that they actually.
I got a yes.
1v1.
You already know what track I'm picking right away.
If they're gonna do random pick, or if it's going to be Baby Park, or what's going to happen for it. Yeah. So we'll wait for them to show us what they're going to do with it. And
bro, if it was Baby Park, that'd be so dead.
How would you play a 1v1?
Look at me, bro.
Normal items, frantic items.
So, funny enough, before I actually got into like my casting for these events and things of that nature, I did have a 1v1 happen at Catalyst.
Yeah?
Yes.
So did I.
It was a 1v1 that took place, and it was a Mushroom Gorge.
Mushroom Gorge.
And the way that I played it is I played it aggressively. And what I did was, might be a little cheeky, but I slow horned the person to get them rattled up, and then I was able to coast the rest of the way.
Well, hits are so important in a 1v1 because there's very, very little comeback potential. The room is. Dynamic is so different as we're going to DK Summit.
Ooh, all right. So they got to pick what pick they wanted to for the track, so that was good to see. So getting that pick, 0-2B, being confident with it, like,
yeah.
All right.
And, confidence is a big factor going into this 1v1. I wonder how much the cannon item set is going to make a difference because usually, I would think the 1v1 strategy is to be in second for the first item set, which JP Givener.
Yeah, dude, I paused just to make sure that I was not on motion because obviously I was on full motion last race.
As we mentioned before, DK Summit was played before. Coins are not very, available on this track. So really 0-2B with 2. JP Givener did the coin strat as we mentioned earlier. Has a lot more. Off to a good start, and now. This lead could be maintained for the rest of the race. The Shroom comes in. Smart steering strat.
Yeah, smart steering messed up O2B quite a bit.
But how much of a difference did that actually make?
Yeah, and honestly, it makes you wonder, are they going to try to stay back a little bit so you can start getting the triple reds to catch back up to them? Because you can.
Good question, Chow. I actually don't know.
Those big items right here.
The red shell did connect.
I'm happy that was the case though, because I got to use Chow's me.
And actually, I want to call out something right there that JPG just did. So they lost their item set right there, so they stopped and got 2 items to make sure that.
I didn't actually do that, by the way.
Very, very smart. Defense is so important. That pull right there.
What a beautiful pull for JPG right there.
Yo, I got a good set up there.
But 0-2B.
I didn't get the best setup.
Know what is waiting in JPG's pocket.
Oh, but able to go ahead and pull up there. Oh,
yeah, dude, I had the horn there. Even though I was going to be defenseless for a while, getting hit there is so bad. So I knew that if I got OTB there, I was going to have a big lead.
One opportunity for 0-2B. There's a bit of
even if I get redded, the chances of OTB catching up to you without red, super minimal.
It's only a mushroom. One double.
And at that, reds are kind of hard to pull in seconds. So, getting a huge lead is, definitely best case scenario for you.
This is a high-pressure situation. It's fully available. The Ghost will steal.
I think you can kind of tell OTB was very nervous. I thrive under pressure, so I was omega locked in, which is ironic because I got a really bad cut on lap 3.
The veteran player is going to come out.
And dude, what? Yeah, you can tell I'm about to win. What comes next? Best moment of the weekend for me.
JPG moving on. What a beautiful, beautiful race that was for JPG. Getting up there. Celebrations happening right now, as you see. Oh, awesome. We love to see that. JPG, congratulations. And 0-2B, good job on that one.
Highlight of the weekend for me, dude.
Oh. JP Givener is a frequent Momocon.
That was easily the highlight of the weekend for me.
And he has just earned his spot once again.
Yes.
In the 2025 free-for-all finals.
As you can see, the congratulations happening on screen. JPG's got to be happy about that.
I'm counting that as a scream easily.
You want to make sure that you keep that momentum going. I spoke to JPG earlier and talked about the rust. And
that was Chow for reference, by the way.
Kind of slow start for him, but still back at it. It doesn't matter.
He still got it.
Still got it.
Yeah.
Even with the rust and everything else going on, he's in the finals.
Yep.
And there it is.
Yep, damn right.
So, Moving on will be Siovo, Artie, Sneaks, Luckyo.
Dude,
Cheatin,
you could
and
see, like, I
JP
didn't even,
Given.
like, Omega pop off like I normally do. I was
Fix
just
that now.
genuinely in utter disbelief that I made it.
Garchomp, Yezi, Nick, and Cinda.
Oh my goodness. This finals is going to be amazing to watch.
I'm ready.
So much talent in one room.
I couldn't believe I made it, man.
One championship.
I genuinely
no
did,
more
like, I was just,
qualifiers. There
like,
is
nodding,
one
like,
crown
smiling
to
kind of
get
thing. I did not
the
even,
final
like, pop off that hard.
free-fall.
But also, too,
So
like,
we will get that to you soon. Right after this, we're going to take a short break. We will
I
have
also didn't
Rookie
want to
and
make
Brad
O2B
passing
feel
finals
bad.
for you.
Yeah. And this will be the final
like,
time that you see guys.
because I know if I would have lost, I would have been devastated.
Rookie are going to be able to close.
So
out the
I
gap.
wanted to
Yep.
downplay
It's been a
my
pleasure.
excitement as much as possible as well. Because, you know,
Bubbles.
I didn't want to make her feel worse kind of thing. I was the reason why their run, like, you know, messed up. I was the reason why OTB's run got messed up in the free-for-all. Okay, I think we get to, like... Yeah, so we get to the... Is the trailer first?
Them all.
I didn't get to see that trailer in full. I think it's about to pull up, though. Like, I didn't get to see it like crazy kind of thing. I didn't get to fully embrace the intro, or like the intro to the finals. Plus, I was just psyched that I was there in the first place. Have a good one, Luna. Oh snap. This is a one-up freaking trailer, dude. This is a one-up trailer. That's Royal! That's my boy Royal! Oh, Flo made this? Fair enough. This is my boy T! Yeah, I can actually tell this is definitely not, this isn't a one-up trailer. Not saying it's bad by any means, but one-up is another level. It's Van Togs. Where is the audio? My parents were telling me that Rookie really like came up the fact that he really likes me, so I'm looking forward to seeing Rookie gas me up, man.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's
And
pretty insane. So we are going to jump into our player introductions. We have Danny
Yeah,
on screen.
I'm gonna
on
go
stage,
pee
and
once
he's
the
going
introductions
to,
start.
Get them all seated.
Because
and
obviously, like, you
get
know,
this
we're
stream
mostly here
started.
for mine, so I might as well take a quick intermission.
oh, Momocon, what's up? How's everybody doing?
Also, the issues with the microphone were crazy.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go be right back real quick.
The guy,
You one quick sec.
but I'm not the most. Oh, hello. Hey, turn it up. Hello. Turn it up. Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. No. Oh, hear me? Let's try that one more time. All right. Anyways, yeah. So we've made it here. 191. Oh, We're good? All right. Oh, there we go. Now that's so much better. All right. All right. Third time's the charm, right? Momocon! Okay, so I'll start over. 191 players, biggest Momocon we've ever had. Over 200 unique entrants. We hit our goal, and all of a sudden, only 12 players remain. People from all over the world travel to compete in this heavy-hitting competition. And I think, without further ado, I think you guys want to see our. I said I want to see. You guys want.
This is ridiculous.
Finalists, hello? Yes, you want to see our finalists? There we go, there we go. All right. Introducing first, representing TV all the way from Alabama. This is not his first rodeo. Give it up for
Dude. Oh, that was Cynic. I thought I heard Jeeden.
All right, and second, probably.
I'm so glad to hear that, Banjo. Your daughter was really, really sweet.
From the United Kingdom, representing my team, the Bone Dry Dudes. Give it up for
Jumbo.
Earlier you saw him with Jeeden, and now he's here to claim first place. Will we have a double champion? Right. Okay, there we go. Let's find out soon. Representing Arcadia, all the way from Canada, give it up for Artie. Our next opponent has also
No yelling, unfortunately.
got second, I believe, last year. Second? Yeah, third. You got third last year. 2024, hailing
We got
all the way
Yoshkin with the
from
5.
France.
Hey, buddy, just checking in. See if you're up for that All Cup tour this Saturday. If not, it's cool. I'm sorry. I'm probably not going to be up for that, to be honest. Just, you know.
Lots of
I mean, I have a very busy schedule. Had to be leading up to Mario Kart World, so
insane this
probably
is.
can't make it work,
A
unfortunately.
lot of people. Just because he's not in Vegas anymore doesn't mean he's still not a threat in the state of Florida, in the United States, in the world. All the way from Florida, give it up for Snoop.
My boy Waslin! What's up, bro?
Our next competitor.
It's funny because it's true. No, I'm kidding.
On the side of Cynic. Barely missed five last year. He's here now.
Dude, Garchomp got griefed by the announcement.
This next opponent came out of nowhere, winning SNS 200. And now he is a worldwide threat. Don't sleep on this kid from Vegas. Give it up for Yezzy.
Yezzy turned up. I didn't know of Yezzy until Momocon. But he's really good.
The last LAN he competed at was Catalyst 2025, and he emerged victorious. He is also a Nintendo World Champion. You may know him, but you sure as hell love him. All the way from New York, give it up for
Wait.
Lucky.
That doesn't make sense. Bro said, you may know him, but you sure as hell love him. So you're telling me you have a better chance of loving him than knowing him? I don't know.
Well, you saw him winning the 2v2 earlier, and now you're going to see him potentially win the free-for-all. We have two chances at a double champion here. But
We
this
got
time
Banjo
he's
with the
trying
10.
to get
Let's give you 1 sec.
all the way from Canada, representing Arcadia. Give it up for
Jordan! Thanks for being you, JP. You took the time to talk to a fan. Bless you, man. I appreciate that sentiment so much, Banzo. Or, not Banzo, Banjo. I really, really appreciate that, dude. Because, you know, I'm not just, you know, a super special person. I'm just a guy, man. I'm just a guy who happened to, you know, make some really good content kind of thing that people really liked. And, you know, I always embrace the supporters. I don't like calling you guys fans. I like calling you guys supporters because, you know, obviously, I'm not about the idea of, like, you know, promoting parasocial relationships, but I do value you guys more than just, like, fans kind of thing. I really like, you know, having that, like, interpersonal connection as much as possible, per se. Obviously within reason, but yeah, no, I love interacting with supporters, you know, especially at Momocon. You know, it's some of my favorite moments. It truly is some of my, those are truly some of my favorite moments. And I really like that vibe a lot. And it's super fun meeting people, like, you know, in my community. So thank you so much for the 10, Banjo. I really appreciate you. You're awesome. Keep being awesome and keep on giving it, bud. Yes, we did, Brandon. I just have not put, like, the pictures that I took that I have in the pictures chat, unfortunately.
Start with this
Been stalling on that.
but you know him, you love him. It's the main reason we're here today. All the way from Virginia, representing Sainsbury's. Give it up for
Cosium. Shout out Cinda, man. He's a top tier homie. That's extremely valid, Brandon.
Won the 2v2 Momocon finals.
Here we go,
last year.
James! What's up, bro?
Here to make a statement today in the Momocon finals in singles, representing Arcadia. There's a lot of those, isn't there? All the way from Texas, give it up for Nick! Does this next man even need?
Dude, saving the best for last.
Shades on as he storms into this country from Canada. Give it up for.
I got grief by the freaking, like, the microphone, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are your Momocon.
Dude, low key, nah. I should have had more, like, shoulder moves. I feel like I was walking kind of mid. I feel like I was walking a little mid there, to be honest, but it's all good.
Are you guys ready for finals?
I also, when I did this, I low-key thought I was doing that to the stream.
Beautiful casters, Rookie and Brat, take it away.
I had a little bit of a
All right,
mid-walk.
guys, we're ready for some insane racing today. This is what it all comes down to. They've been prepping for 2 days for this, and we are finally here at finals.
Yeah, I mean, it's been exciting, the road to this point.
What do you mean, Brandon?
We
Like,
saw JP
are you
Kevin
talking
for a
about, like, the
tiebreaker,
mixer?
Cinda
Wait.
coming all the way back from way far down.
Okay, he's talking about, like,
Have a
general
shot
people
to
kind of
defend
thing.
his title. I've seen people.
You're talking about, like, the mixer situation and, like, the
Saw that too.
and the monitor.
Parents everywhere just kind of all.
Oh, where I played?
watching
Oh,
me pop
dude,
off like a
low
lunatic,
key.
and
I'm actually really glad you brought that up because I forgot about this until you mentioned that. Dude, I was in the very far right. So the setups didn't have any problems. Like, I was good personally. But my biggest problem was there was a photographer who would come on the very far right, and I could see him in my peripherals, and I genuinely made a mistake because of it. The photographer caught my attention enough where I genuinely made a mistake because of it. Also, I had to scream because obviously, you know, your boy.
just forgiving me for being crazy.
Yes, and there's a lot on the line today. We need to talk about something we haven't touched on, I don't think at all yet, leading up to this point, and that's the prize pool.
Yeah.
Our prize pool is huge this year. We had a very large pot bonus added into it, bringing it up to just shy, just under $5,000 on the line here. That is the entire prize pool, but 50% of that is going to go to first place, just under $2,500. That's insane. Do you think Cinda's going to get that again?
It's kind of surreal to think about this all, but I mean, if there had to be a favorite,
It was 5,000 for the finals?
Last year, but
Yeah.
we've got a lot of contestants today that
Dude.
sure would like to have.
I am
a
so
shot at
freaking cheesy when the camera's
Not
on
only
me.
is the prize pool on the line, guys, check this out. There's a really cool trophy that you can get as well. I do have to give myself some credit. I designed
That trophy
these
is really nice. Shout out to
I
Princess
have
Brat for
come
that
up
one.
with my 3D artist Ori, and one of the fathers out here actually.
That's crazy, Colby.
That we saw in other matches. He printed it. And
Yeah, dude, I thought there was like a $1,000 prize pool for the finals. I did not realize it was that much more. That's crazy.
We're really excited. There's some other trophies, plaques, medals for some of the other finals.
Bro, I
too,
had no
so
idea.
cool thing to take
Bro,
home
I
for
could
this
have
thing.
won!
Yeah. And I guess getting back to the players and all of this,
I could have
a lot
won,
of
dude!
representation from outside the states. Only
It's
7
so much more different,
American
man.
players, and
Yeah.
you know that's kind of crazy to think about. I know Momocon's always wanted to see that, you know, representation from all
Gotcha,
over.
Brandon,
While
gotcha.
there are a lot from just up north in Canada, there's a few from overseas too.
Yeah.
Talk about Flo X, who came here, got 3rd and 2nd.
It was
last
absolutely
year.
worse than last year. I agree,
Double
Slapshine.
Only one other spot to get.
Dude,
Of course,
my lack of shoulder
Heard a lot
movement
of,
messed me
you know,
up.
people pronouncing his name differently. I've heard.
Nah, I knew there was a
Shogo.
prize
I've heard
pool.
it's
I didn't
Shogo.
know that
We're going
the
with that.
prize
He
pool
gave
was that
himself his
substantial.
teammate.
That is his teammate, so
But-
we'll roll with that.
Big MVP in the last round. I'm not sure how many of you expected it, but Danny sure as heck wasn't surprised. So
He seems to know something that maybe some of us don't.
we will have to watch out though, because I don't know if it's just my personal theory, but I've seen a lot of people running away with these semifinals rooms kind of be seemingly cursed in the finals. It'll be up to him and Cynic to see if that curse can be broken today.
Yeah. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat, even just as a spectator, watching those two semifinals.
That's
happen.
real, Slapshine.
I was one of those people that was praying. I saw some of my friends, and we saw Senda with his major comeback. He was not doing well at the first half of his
Yeah.
semi, but he
JP
shot back
Givner
up.
on the last race got the
JP
stage
Givner.
rushed on him.
I know.
Yup.
Even Nick
Yep.
was giving me a little
Damn
bit of
right.
fright there.
Nick was right there with Cinda actually on that last race. I know we have the semifinals 2 recently in mind, but semifinals 1 was quite intense.
Chow, he's
as
talking
well.
about you.
Seemingly 10 people could have made it at the end with 5 through 10 right all next to each other.
Yes.
Only 2 could make it, and if it wasn't for a blue shell, and if it
Kosium, I'm matching
maybe
Discord
Cinda and Nick
statuses
both
with
on
Chow,
here, if it
but in
wasn't even
French.
for- I know JPG won it, but what even sent him to overtime was a last-second shot.
Ah,
It was
gotcha,
really
Brandon. That makes
second
sense. That
race
makes
of the
sense.
race at the very end,
That
so
was insane.
there's been a lot of crazy things happening.
Have a good one,
A lot of
Zelfie.
dreams
You take care.
broken and restored all
Bang
in
dong.
5 to 10 seconds, and I see a lot of time trialing going on right now, and that tells you enough.
You guys can't see this right now, but
Yeah.
a lot of the players on screen right now are
all on
stream.
different tracks. We have a lot of different ideas of.
Let me be right
what
back.
is
I'm gonna refill my water real quick.
Necessary, right?
Yeah. I mean, you have to wonder if a lot of these players are going to be picking some of the same tracks that we have been seeing.
Yeah.
There's been some pretty consistent repeat tracks that have been appearing, but I'm seeing some interesting ones here. Like
Yeah,
I see someone time trialing Dragon Driftway, another
I
one
s-
doing Thwomp Faru.
I see Garchomp seems to be thinking that pinball might be making an appearance. Nick's brushing up on
Let's be
RR7
honest.
right now.
We have Arc and HD in the finals. Pinball
Well,
is going to
that's
be
more
picked.
more of an HD thing, but with Nick now, you never know. And
That's
you know,
what I'm saying.
that paid dividends for Nick in the semifinals right there.
Yeah.
Coming
Yeah.
clutch at the very end. And yeah, interesting assortment of tracks. I see somebody else on Paris right now, perhaps practicing to counterpick Garchomp.
I'm
who's
glad to hear
practicing
that, Brandon.
counterpick maybe Nick. So
Because I know
It's like
that
this
Chow
Mario
was a bit
Conception
anxious
going
about
on.
feeling
They're trying to,
cringe.
like, get in the minds of other players. And
I know the
get
crowd
prepared.
experience
it's not every
undoubtedly
day
includes
where
her.
we play Mario Kart as much on the line, so
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Even though they're about to hit another 12 races for these finals, some of these players have played back to back.
Unknown was robbed, dude. Unknown killed it.
A little tired, a little.
It's the rest versus
exhausted.
Russ conversation.
There has to be some adrenaline bringing them into these final races, especially
Well-
some of them coming off of that semifinals too and going directly into
Think
this.
about JPG though, from his perspective, maybe he's hot right now.
Yeah,
on
you
fire.
think so? Yeah.
Like, JPG, rough round for the most part,
Yep.
until it wasn't. Big finish on Mario Kart Stadium. I saw him with the shroom in hand. I was like, this is happening. This
Yeah.
might
Yep.
just happen right here and now.
Yeah, you were in the crowd. You were going a little crazy about that. You were like, he's in.
One of my favorite things to do is just on the last race, just on lap 1, call the shot. I might have gotten lucky with Moonview Highway earlier when I saw Arcadia break into top 2, but it's like that track is a runner.
Dude,
They're top 2.
I love talking
This
to
could
Rookie.
happen, and those are
Like
the
this
little
Momocon
signs
especially.
to look for. And Mushroom in first on Mario Kart Stadium with some distance.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
interesting.
Rookie
setup
was
right there.
definitely one of my
For a
favorite
player
people
like
to interact
Johnny,
with this year.
I think that he's definitely the type that might be willing to ride the wave.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like John is someone who
Pumps
is
himself
never
up.
well, and he's never short on
Breathing
energy
techniques.
and excitement. Like it doesn't matter where he is, he's bringing the just every part of him there. Like he's going crazy, he's going nuts, he's screaming, he's yelling, he's laughing, he's having a good time.
Damn
So
right.
I think this is I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine.
I think another thing to brush up on is just the Vegas representation. Again, guys, you are not going to avoid it.
Yeah.
Bobby
Yep.
not present right now, but guess who showed up? Not only
Not
sneaks
quite
back
sure
from
yet,
2023
Clutter
semifinals
Cyborg.
with a
I didn't
Yeti,
factor it in,
First appearance out of land outside
but-
or out of state,
Yeah.
and
I don't know,
I
dude.
can see Yezi making some noise as well.
Yeah, and if I remember
Okay, how about
correctly,
this? How about this?
does Saturday Night Speedway, do they still do weekly or did they drop down to monthly?
I think you're the bigger Saturday Night Speedway watcher between us.
So I already have plans to do a 12-hour lounge stream when Mario Kart World Lounge goes public.
Also, nice
They
on us now.
are weekly now?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's
okay.
do
Shout out to
24-hour
Directions on that one, 'cause they are the
MK
ones that
World
know
Which
best.
one it was,
stream.
but, I mean, you have to think about
Just in
that
general.
Those Vegas players have weekly practice going to LAN tournaments.
And I think
none
that-
of these players can say that.
Yeah, and I think that they've just improved also, like as more players have gotten.
Oh yeah, you have you have an idea, Kai? I bet you
the
do.
Online scene as well. They've learned new things. It kind of works in both ways. I mean, I've.
Nah,
seen them
I
both
think
grow
I'll
and use.
I'd
seen
consider
them
I'll consider it like
accomplish
once I
play
get to a
themselves.
point where it's like I'm very happy with like my goals reached, Brandon. But
I was watching them earlier,
I
and
want to
it's just like,
take lounge extremely
it's just
seriously.
comfortable now. I think that's something that probably wasn't a thing like 2 or 3 years
I want to take
ago.
lounge
You know, you
extremely
could find
seriously
back
when
in
it comes out in Mario Kart
wasn't
World.
the best, but 2024 came back with a vengeance.
So
as
I'll
well.
100% do
You know,
12-hour
we've almost
streams
eliminated here, clutched it
for
out.
World.
Again, just my.
That's
favorite
why I'm not
ticket.
making it a goal, because I plan on doing that
161
anyways, like on
points
weekends.
to the top 48.
But
And guys,
I
I
still
know
cannot
that sounds like
believe
just
that.
I know that just sounds like some kind of fun fact, but
You don't
161 is.
Oh, I know,
unbelievable.
Brandon.
Yes, 130 is good, but like. It is exponentially harder to climb to 140, then 150, and then 160.
All right.
Like, think of it this way. I'm sorry to
I
keep
want
going
you
on
guys
this,
to
but
use
No,
W's
one
and L's
that-
in the
imagine you're
chat.
just playing a Grand
There's
Prix.
some
You
I'm
get
pretty sure there's some
one
decent time in
terrible
between
race where you just
when
get hit a bunch and you get like 11th.
what like
Your
you know
max
in between
score
now
at
and
that
when the first
point
race
is
starts.
already, like,
Do you guys want me to go straight
That
to the
is, like,
first race?
only a few points
W
away.
if you want me to go straight to the first race, and L if you want to just me to just keep playing and we can just talk. Your guys' call. So I kind of forgot how long of a gap there is in between now and when the race starts.
I'm going to give you some grace on that one because I don't think a 180's ever happened in a setting like this, nor will it ever, by the way. But
You don't think so?
160 is about as good as you
Mostly
can get.
W's, 2 L's at the moment.
Like a record. I'm just gonna say it now.
Yeah,
It
I
has
think
to
we're
be a
seeing an
record somewhere.
Of
overwhelmingly.
course, we should probably talk about
Overwhelming
some
amount of
other players, too,
W's.
that we haven't got to. Luckio, as I mentioned earlier. in the
So
PvP
I think we're gonna go
cast,
straight to the
Did
race.
not end up winning. Was a big part of that picture, but doesn't lose land tournaments very much from what I've seen.
Come on, man.
Another ones to bring up. I don't think we went into longer.
Yeah, I know this is around the point where we're like getting into the lobby and whatnot. Bro, load!
Food as well.
Yoshi. Well, that's
Okay, there we go.
Arcadia.
Yeah.
Yoshi's Island, Waluigi Pinball. There's usually one on the selection. Of course, DK Summit recently too.
I think this is the
Yeah,
first,
by your boy.
Yoshi's Island I've seen as it
I
gets
saw.
picked.
No, I saw one earlier too.
You did?
Yeah, Garchomp. Apparently a very big
So,
It's a,
I
mean, it's a
used,
fun track.
Daisy in the
fun to look
semis
past
because
it's a little
my
difficult
setup
to hit,
wasn't
but you
on
know
the
what you
booster
do.
course
I
pass.
trust these people. They know what they're doing.
Didn't have the
Also,
booster course
give a
pass.
shout out to Movie Highway. Also,
That
the
was a screen for
Yeah, I saw that
JPG.
too.
you know, ticket into Momocon infamy. So, starting off on Yoshi's Island.
So,
All right, I want to hear it from the crowd. Are you guys excited? I want to try that again. One more time. That's what I'm talking
And
about.
with that, let's get into it. Fitting
So,
first track with all the Yoshis in the new meta.
It's so true.
So I
And
had
then,
to
of course,
use.
we have,
So I used Daisy in the semifinals because I normally use Black Birdo Scooty,
Two Birdos right now, if I'm not
but
mistaken.
that setup didn't have the booster course
think
pass,
it's,
so I didn't have Birdo.
Yeah, I think Jova was on Birdo.
Speaking
yes,
of which.
correct. So who do we have here in first place already breaking away? I believe I.
But
Oh, we're
I had
just getting
my
lucky
big
in
pop-off
first.
moment with
Well,
Daisy,
like I
so I
said,
used
luck
Daisy
will
in the
always
finals.
be a factor.
Yeah.
That's
I
just
used
a
Black
guarantee
Birdo
of the
Scooty in
sport
every
it's
other
over,
round.
right?
Until I learn who the Yoshi colors are, it's gonna be a bit of a mystery here on the mini.
Sorry
map.
that took a bit to
Yeah,
come
we
out.
speak
Loki
about
just lost the
Floex a
words.
ton earlier, but like mentioned, all over the podium in years past, the first is still right there for the taking.
Yeah, he was close last year.
This is going to get confusing. Floex using the Nick Me up there.
Your boy.
He's also in the lobby.
We just have to look at the names and we'll be good. We'll be good.
I was slow here, dude.
Sneaks has been pretty dangerous with his bombs lately.
The
I've
track
been
isn't that
watching him
common,
in,
so I didn't practice it
the
too
other,
much, unfortunately.
semifinal, and I mean, he just opts to trail them. I think he's
Sneaks
trying
is
to like.
cold.
It's a scare tactic. It
Sneaks is so
absolutely
cold.
is.
He
Yeah.
will do.
I remember that bomb. My reflexes got me around it. You saw me get knocked ahead on the minimap.
Oh yeah.
Very specifically.
Absolutely. So we're starting to see if you look at the
Whatever,
minimap,
Artie.
There's a bit of a breakaway with top 5, and then bottom 7 over here.
Dude, you Arcadia boys are so freaking fruity.
Back, I believe, unless that went beyond second. I didn't.
I'm
see
not
it.
much better though, I'll be honest.
Multiple white Yoshis up here right now, and it's
Is
looking
that-
like.
and Lucky's still in first, right?
Yeah, held
he's
it the
been
whole
holding
race
on.
right now.
And
And a
there's
bomb
just
goes back and hits Floex, and Artie is on his way up. But guess
Dude, what a
What was that?
convenient setup for
Yeah.
Artie, dude.
what? And Artie.
Doesn't
and,
have anything. It might get.
Whether
him to
the
the
Storm
gap
has a
as
great
breaks.
setup and a
That
blue
was
shell.
perfect timing.
And Artie is in prime position right here as long as he's able to get the cloud. Of course, they
Yes.
got the prisoners.
I forget what
That's
happened to
who's
me,
on
but
the
this
way
race
up.
did not pan out well for me in the end.
Oh my gosh.
So much pressure.
We're-
Artie
they
misses the
missed
cloud.
the cloud.
Who's gonna get it?
Oh, he got, already got bailed
Cinder's
out.
off the
Cinder.
track.
Damn!
He didn't fall off.
Is
That's
it okay though? Is the question.
I
The
mean, it's
pack
better
is
than
pretty.
falling off.
The pack is pretty far back in the back, so
Yeah, I got,
Artie
like,
going to get that
11th
win.
place, I
Sneaks in
think.
Third, hearing all the Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, I got
results.
11th.
Not actually as bad as one would think.
Yeah,
Tough
dropping
opening
down
race
to
for your
from
boy.
Second to 6th place there.
I would. For a second, I thought Cinder got hit in a spot that's like, oh, this is like a second to like 10th at like best kind
Yeah.
of situation. But then you
Yeah,
look at the
especially
pack.
landing on the bottom path too. That makes it a lot more difficult for sure.
Yeah, 'cause it's
Oh,
like
look,
you're on the
Hype
track,
Kid
it's
got
like,
first.
multiple seconds still that you're losing by not landing on the red.
For
So,
sure. We have. Did you see JP Givener got 11th?
Yeah,
Man, that's rough.
he was up there at the beginning, but again, that pack got just trapped in the back.
I mean, there was such a gap
Yeah.
between like the top 5 and the rest of the players.
I mean,
that,
Cinder's got to be so thankful for like that distribution of players. I don't know exactly what happened to cause that up back, like
Yeah.
in the back, but
yeah.
definitely favorable for him to only lose 4 spots there, believe it or not.
Yeah, this is a really strong start for Artie and Luckyo. So even Sneaks as well.
I was so happy with the
We
finals.
weren't going to avoid it, but Waluigi Stadium
I
is
knew
now
it was coming.
up on the board. And Senek, pretty good start to it also. I know
The
we
setup
talked about
center
that
just
first
taking
place
so long to
finish.
start
I
up.
didn't plan any ideas because obviously you can't be thinking about that right now, but
Yeah.
you know, patterns are meant to be broken.
I know I played this race really well. I remember playing this race well.
And 12th place. So we'll see if they can rock it out here on race 2.
Yeah, I mean, Chovo did an excellent job to just MVP the semifinal round, but of
Yeah.
course, finals is another step up from that too. So
Yeah.
a lot of new players that perhaps.
Yeah, some of these switches had some garbage micro SDs.
Like mentioned,
That's true.
Senek who MVP'd that room as well. And there's a lot of new talent that came into this room. And
Dude,
that's
I
not-
think my
that's not
biggest
to say that
dream
there wasn't a lot in the last
is
room,
like
but
having like a hype situation where the entire crowd is screaming JPG together. Like that's a dream scenario for your boy.
So Yezi taking an early lead. Floex is also up here. He was in second for most of the race.
Bro, I was so scared to hear Artie, I'm not gonna
Brutal
lie.
bomb in the face on lap 3.
Yeah, definitely. We have Artie. I want to see. If
That's
he
why I
does
backed that
something with
red.
Rang here.
I just want to have any chance at not dealing with that boomerang.
Or if he's going to opt to back it, but it is really good to hold on.
Dude,
to just for
it would,
protection.
Brandon. It
Especially
actually
if you're in the
would.
mid-pack, you can do a lot of damage.
That'd be
with that.
amazing.
If you're Artie, you're just wanting to have a shroom to go up with right now. I mean, if you're Artie, it's just like first place in the bag is already a great start.
Dude,
Just keep
Nana was
getting
almost really good.
races. I mean,
Like I
you're
missed
golden.
2 backs, but they were both close.
These shrooms are going to be really nice up here.
Yeah, there's some reds flying around right now. I'm worried about Yezi. Blue
There's
is
a blue
out,
shell.
and nobody wants to take it, but JPG having
Look
a
at me.
horn, but it's going to be Yezi that takes it
Yep.
regardless. And JPG
Planning for that
is
second
full
blue
X
shell,
all the way
baby.
up and sneaks with some shrooms, and JPG is set up beautifully right now. And that is a
Perfect
beauty
horn chain.
Beauty horn if I've ever seen.
I
one
didn't
right
even
there.
realize
But
I was
guess
getting
what?
the
He has
box there,
people
by the
right
way.
on
It just
sale
kind of
steal.
happens.
Sneaks of a shroom. He's going to have to try to navigate by FlowX, who tries to back him, but is off target.
Yeah, he still has that horn in first. The odds of another blue coming up are going to be very unlikely. since
Bro,
he just
look at how
saw
quickly,
one.
dude,
He's gonna
I had a
have to
coin
use
out,
it, yep.
and I
He has
very
to use
quickly
that
got my
horn to
freaking
avoid
protection out.
That red shell.
Yeah, and it's
He's
Flo
still
going to
on first,
attack.
though.
Oh,
Let's
the
go,
steal for
Josh.
red.
He's giving her. Oh,
I definitely would have attacked there
got
with the
lucky
spacing
there.
behind.
I
it.
got pretty
JPG
lucky, to be honest.
Looking to hold on. Can Flo hold on to second this race? Unlike last, Artie is still up here, the winner of the first race, and he's going for the hit and lands it on Sneaks at the end and takes third, and that's going to be a big start for Artie. Lucky who got second in the first
That's
race in the
16.
back right there, so it's an 8-point gap between first and second, and I know Artie and G didn't win the last one, but it is Artie.
Dude,
right now
that
who's
green was
piling
crazy.
points on, so.
Yeah, I think it was really smart. I'm taking a note here as I noticed Artie targeting Sneaks a bit right there, going for that hit, because if you think about it, Artie's in first, Sneaks is in third. He's
It's-
a contender. I know it's early.
It's not even just
I know
that.
it's early, but
It's a relatively no risk to go for that at that
Yeah.
spot, as long as you're not ricocheting off the wall. because there was enough distance behind
That's
him.
so funny, Artie.
It was just a free chance at hitting Sneaks, and if not, you're fine. You get fourth.
and FlowX got third, correct?
Second.
Second.
Yeah.
Oh, because he
live
got
to
hit
tell
out.
the tale.
Yes,
live
yes.
to tell the tale this time.
That, I mean, that could have been really bad because the red got, or his protection got ghosted, so he was defenseless. It could have gone a lot worse for him.
That was pretty fortunate for JPG at the end. He might not have seen, but Flo getting his red stolen made him go into defense
Yeah,
mode
that
right
I
there.
can admit,
Because
looking back,
Sneaks
that
has
was
the
really
ball
lucky for me.
I don't think that there's going to be much chaining at that last set behind Flo right there.
Yeah.
And there was going to be an opportunity to maybe steal that first and get the extra 3 points, but not meant to be for him right there.
We are on race number 3 at Madrid. I love this track.
I've only really seen Madrid once this weekend from
Really?
what I've seen. Yeah, not a ton, but
You're right. Now that I think about it, I haven't seen it a lot either.
it's quite popular from most people. A lot of people saying it's the best city track. A lot of diverse routes and interesting ideas like the museum and crowd, or not the crowd, but the stadium that has the different variations of the music. So
Yeah.
you can see that the last city track, but I think we're not really thinking about that right now. We're thinking about how do we manipulate the track
Yes,
Yep.
to get what we want. And
Someone
this,
had to have picked it who felt comfortable running on it.
yeah, and this track is a good runner, but it also has its own shenanigans. A lot of very big cuts, including one that's coming up right here.
Oh,
if you're
I
Joe,
remember. I kind of
that's-
crushed in this
it's a big
race.
opportunity to maybe put your stamp on the
Spoiler,
race.
ha!
Perhaps Cinda also, who I think that might have been. There's 2 Black Yoshis right
And
now.
Senda needs a really good race. He's
That's
11
tough for,
races, 9 points.
Shovo,
If
I
he
think
can
is how
stay
you
up
pronounce their
here,
name.
This is exactly where he needs to be.
Yeah, and this also isn't like the last round where you can come back and just get 6 to move on to the next. No,
What's up,
this is
Lev?
First place or bust, as mentioned before.
Yeah,
So
that's so true.
be careful of your actions right now. Be comfortable to get second also, because that's how you're going to
Later, Luna.
win those last places. And
He's set up really nicely too for second place. So
Yeah.
I knew he was gonna do.
Yep,
Absolutely.
those
The
nanas.
item set
I
goes,
horned
why
those
not?
Yeah,
nanas.
why not?
I think I actually saw Chobo's
Oh, this
Birdo
is
spinning right there.
Oh, he's so smart.
I horned
Going
those
for that.
nanas 'cause I had a
There's
super horn. It was
major
blessed.
shortcut coming up here on the left. He's gonna be able to take it.
Does,
and still
does he
have
take
protection?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he
He's
doesn't, just because there's
not.
enough space between second and third right now that I think there's no pressing need to use it. And if there is
Wow.
a blue shell,
Then
Cinda will be
he's-
able to take it over. So right now, Cinda and Garchomp kind of friendly with each other.
Tough
Not
red
really
for your
much of a
boy.
reason to fight each other on this. And
Yeah, things have been good, love. I just got back from Momocon.
yeah, but now that adds an interesting wrinkle to the top two. because
Super fun weekends.
Garchomp can't stop for a
And,
blue
like,
at
5,
this
6
point.
days at large.
There was a much of a gap. Already
Already
missing the box.
Yeah, this is not gonna be good, especially. In
He's
this
set
final
up for your
stretch
boy.
here.
Good for us, though. as
I got
people
fired
are
by
running
Mr.
close to
Sneaks.
Yeah, that's true, because he is kind of running away right now.
But guess what? We have a lead change, I believe. Garchomp now only in second.
Forget how I
Don't know
made it
exactly
work,
who
but
it
I
is, but we'll be seeing in
persevered
just a
big
second.
time
It
here.
is FlowX, who got
First.
second the last race. This actually could
Backing this fire.
This could propel
Garchomp.
FlowX into the lead after a bad race seemingly from Artie, who's in the back right now. Flo
That was big for
putting himself
FlowX.
right
I also
back
got
in
fourth,
here.
I remember.
I think Cinda was still up there as well. No, getting hit all the way to eighth. And
That's another
FlowX
screen for me.
actually taking the lead by 2 points over Artie with JPG right behind.
Yo, what's up,
Definitely
Chase?
saw some.
I'm so glad to hear that, man. Good to see you, dude. Let's go.
Fire in first place. Like, you almost have to wonder
Brandon,
how he got
my
up there.
flight was pretty good, I'd say.
Maybe he was in like a farther depth in this,
Look,
settings.
the flight
That's
itself
possible.
was really good, really nice. We had upgraded seats, so we had like space and whatnot, and they were really comfortable kind of thing. It was super nice. But the lead up to it was
I
rough.
think it would mean a lot.
It was
to him.
really,
He's
really
very
rough.
talented at the game. He cares quite a bit about
'Cause
it. A lot of his
We
friends and
started
teammates
out
are
by
obviously
getting there like kind of late, 'cause we went to the
If he
garden,
win, I think
like the
all his
botanical
friends
garden.
would be really happy for him.
And there's one other thing I want to say is there is a major tournament that happens this weekend.
I'll get into it before this race starts. So we went to the botanical garden, and then after that, so we got to the convention, or not to the convention, sorry, the airport really, really late. Really, really late. Like, I shouldn't say like too late, but we were like a little under 2 hours from our flight. And we ended up being in the wrong line. We thought we were in the line for security. Yeah, we thought we were in the line for security, but or rather like the line like for us for our IDs to get checked, but that we were actually in the bag checking line. So that was unfortunate. Then we actually go to security. We, you know, get our IDs sorted out. Unfortunately, I had to get my bag checked again just for, I guess, safety security purposes, even though I didn't have anything like bad at all. Like I was chilling, but they checked my stuff and it was all good. Then we got through security. Now we're rushing to get to gate C. And then we go to get food because we didn't eat. We had to wake up super early to go to the garden and then get to the airport. So we planned to eat at the airport. I get a Philly cheesesteak. That takes like 20, 30 minutes or more to get put together. And then it turns out after I finally get my food that our gate gets changed. So now we have to go all the freaking way to gate E, or like section E in the concourse, and our gate is at the very freaking end. It's at the very end. Keep in mind, my freaking laptop bag is killing my shoulder. Like, I had my passport, my wallet, and my phone in my pocket. My pants were, like, my shorts were falling off. Like, my freaking underwear was basically completely out kind of thing. It was brutal. And then when we finally got there, our flight got delayed like an hour or more. It was brutal. Yeah, there were no seats. It was devious. Anyways, we keep it going.
France, and yet a French player, is joining us over here in the States. So that really should tell you all about how much he adores the community over here.
Yeah, he's a very dedicated player, very dedicated. We're on race number 4, and we're going to Koopa Cape, another play.
Yeah, the flight itself was awesome.
Quite a bit of.
Yeah, and this
We didn't
top
have someone
6
next to
is looking
us.
quite close. Only 8 points.
And we
between
had
first and
extended
sixth,
room in
which was
between,
the
you
gap
know,
from
our
first
seat and the
to
next
second
one, so we had
round
lots of space.
I'm sorry, Artie, I cursed you.
The only thing that kind of sucked
Potentially holding first,
was
but
that
last
I
time
had to
did-
put
last time
my
I did it,
big
you won the
bag.
finals, so
So here we are.
we'll do
I
it
had to
again.
put like my
Honestly, the points
backpack, like my
are,
roller backpack.
I mean, they're
Like, we
kinda
were in,
close
like,
here in the
row
mid-pack.
2.
Lucky with 23, Sneaks with
I had to
21,
put
and
it
then
in like the
Chobo
overhead
with
10,
7.
the overhead in row
It
10,
has an opening right
which
here.
kind of sucked,
You
but
know
it
what
wasn't
type
that bad
of
in the
player
end.
Nick is, right? Super fast runner.
Oh, yeah.
He just needs to have that breakaway space right now with 10 coins. he might be able to do just that, and Luckio's focusing on spacing the back instead.
Yeah, I wonder if did he lose his banana or is he trailing it? Because Yezi is right on him.
Yeah, I think this is a great decision by Luckio to actually just let what's happening run its course up here.
So
because
I kind of like
he sees
Dag
that
a little
there's
bit to
big
open the
gap
show.
Between third and fourth right now, he's just going to be able to wait. If there's a blue, Nick can drop it. Maybe he can make
It's about an hour and a half, something like that,
Yeah.
from like
If you're
once
Luckio,
we
you
like
gotta-
departed
you
to
gotta
when
wait
we
to make
landed,
the
something
move
like
right
that.
now. Try to roll for some shrooms.
The whole experience a little around 2 hours though,
Maybe
yeah.
He'll be the benefactor of a blue shell later
Bro.
in this race, especially if there's no shock. And yes, he's
Look who you can't see on the mini-map right now. I'm just saying.
Nick's afraid. Nick's afraid of yes.
Yeah.
Look who you can't see on the mini-map right now.
X is dodging.
Look who
With
you
triple
can't
shrooms
see
in
on
hand
the
right now
mini-map
also.
right now.
Things
And
are
now
lining
look who
up
you can
perfectly
see
for Flo
in
right now.
first.
Oh my gosh, wait, is that Garchomp at first?
Garchomp, I believe, is on Peach right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
I
no,
think
no,
that
no.
Daisy Player is actually your boy, JPG.
Governor, yes, yes.
Who also
I
is in
mixed up my
third.
princess.
You could barely hear Chow
Absolutely.
screaming there.
Cinda on his way up here, too, with some good items in hand. Bit of a shakeup, but that ghost is really going to
that's
cost
so
Cinda.
Tough
But
ghost for
if
Cinda.
there's a time to lose your item, it might actually be right there with some cuts on the way. JPG, big lead right now. Flo right behind, and they're both really high in the standings. The
And he's
question is,
in his star now.
where
He
is
held that
Artie
that whole
also?
time. Artie, it looked like he was.
Thank
yeah,
you,
he's in
Artie Kuno.
fifth place right now. Shrooms. It's a little scary because you don't know what's behind you.
seems like everybody has
Just
mushrooms.
has shrooms, yeah,
Who
so
is
then
in the
he's pretty
pocket? Oh,
safe.
get it off this POV right now. Flo goes down at the edge, and JPG
No.
is
On
going
the
to take it.
waterfall too. That didn't.
Flo
he
only
still got
down to third,
though.
but it is actually going to be a tie for first because of that. Dual 41s right now coming out from JP Givener and Flo.
That was
Luckio's
Luna
still very much in this,
100%.
and Artie, who showed off his rear view mirror quite a bit there, hanging on in third.
We've seen so much of the rear view spam in these like semifinals and finals.
I said I made a promise to her when I was sitting down, like if somebody rear view spams, I'm gonna say, get it off this perspective right now.
I'm sure it works for them.
We got
as a
11.
viewer.
We got 11 others, guys. We don't have to watch this right now.
The Atlanta
Like a
airport is
typical
devious.
That's true.
Getting out of there to get to our hotel was the worst. Some of the
I will
worst
say
experiences.
sometimes it does help the players,
Like
but-
such a terrible experience, straight up. Actually, terrible experience.
Yeah, we have a two-way tie for sixth place right now with Sneaks and Garchomp.
Nice,
25
Lev.
points,
That's
but
super valid.
Cinda
Let's
and
go.
Chovo and Nick, not too far behind. Cinda with 23, Chovo with 22, and Nick with 20.
Yeah.
Even some of our players.
Looking forward to seeing you guys.
It's not entirely
27
out of the
points.
money. It's
This
not
race
out of
was
the
rough for
money.
me. This race was mistakes were made type race.
Remember, but I think everybody came here to win, and
Yes.
a 27-point gap is not insurmountable. I remember, I believe it was the semis. Both Artie and Jeeden are doubles champions. Were not in the top 6 until the very end, and Artie got 2 big races in a row and was just suddenly safe for the rest of the round. So
Yeah.
that's all it takes.
Ooh,
is
that
2 wins.
ultra
If
mini
you are
turbo's
back
valid.
wins,
Yeah,
And
definitely.
if
You want
you're-
to shoot for that top 8. Obviously, you want to be first, but
If you're good enough to make
Dude, the lag
finals
bump,
of a
let's
tournament
go.
Like this, you are good enough to win 2 races in a row against anybody.
yeah, I can agree with that. Absolutely.
One thing that I think is a really cool storyline right now is JP Givener fighting for the gold as we speak right now. Obviously, JPG, a ton of fans out there,
Oh yeah.
but there's been a lot of chatter. Is he as active as he used to be? Does he still have it in him? Clearly,
He does.
is able to get to the
I mean,
finals,
look
but
at him. He's in first right now. He came out of the tiebreaker. He's
Oh,
first
this kills me,
overall.
man!
is he able to translate it into a victory at Momocon
I hit a freaking
2025,
wall!
Perhaps against all odds even.
Yeah. We did.
I
see,
hit a freaking
Givener
wall!
take a
Like in the moment, it was like kind of okay because I knew that I wouldn't have to like deal with like a blue shell dropout situation. But then I also ended up in like third.
Correct. Yes. So we'll see when that comes out and see who ends up. There it is.
Dude, I hit the fence and lost my drift
I
entirely.
hate to do this to Mario Kart, but I have to wonder, like, how would a Momocon victory affect JP Givener's legacy? It'd be massive.
It would be huge.
Catalyst also, I mean, Catalyst was a smaller tournament than this. It was also
Yeah.
a year back, but again, he's gonna have to finish right now. And guess what? Cinda,
In
never
second
count him
place.
out.
Dude,
Never,
Cindy, I
ever.
actually think it was.
Oh, yeah.
I actually think it was.
Oh, Cynic was.
I got
close to
horns.
cut there,
You can see me
That
getting
actually
pieced up on the
created some
minimap.
Space for Cinda right now. I know there's a boomerang, but
Cindy, that was the moment. That was the moment that I made a mistake because of the photographer, dude.
He is right on Garchomp's tail, but not going to get it. Cinda in second.
Unreal scenes.
JPG falling all the way back to 11th. Flo also in 10th. Already
Tough race for me. Yep. But still third, though.
Us and the crowd right now because this got a lot closer, everybody.
Yeah, that was the race that Yezi needed.
Yeah,
Yezi
dude,
was,
July, my breathing techniques went freaking crazy.
Yeah.
overall, and now he's climbing his way back up.
I am seeing a lot of people in the 40s
I wasn't nervous
right
at
now.
all,
A
honestly.
few people
Like,
in the 40s and nobody is above 45.
I'm very much like a pressure makes diamonds kind of person. I think I'm much better in lands than I am online. When I was doing the breathing techniques,
Perhaps the curse.
that was just to regulate my mind so that I could go into the next race with a clear head and I'm not, like, if the last race was bad, I'm not dwelling on it. Or if the last race was really good, I can regulate my mind to be humble and,
high 40s, closer to the
like,
middle of the 40s.
I can regulate my mind to be humble and recognize that it's not over yet, I still have a job to do kind of thing. It works both ways.
Oh, I haven't seen this a lot. Twisted Mansion for our next race.
Yeah.
This one is an interesting track. If you can get a shroom, which a lot of these
Dude,
players, it's
that's the
very common
hashtag
in
new mentality that's
getting
going
up
coming in the
this
Mario
race
Kart
to
world.
get a shroom in the mid pack because everybody's so close to each other. There's a cut at the beginning that they can take.
Nick is one of the biggest Twisted Mansion haters I know, but he is in prime position to do exactly what you just said
Yeah,
right now.
I mean,
we'll have
he's
to see.
what, in like 6th place right now?
Imagine
so.
Twisted Mansion just at the last big Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tournament for him is the route to get into first and make this comeback because he is still very much within range to get in.
It's not his
And
last
guess
tournament
what?
because
Exactly what
he's
we
got,
said.
you know,
Exactly.
he's got
According to
200
plan
league.
right here.
Do you think he'll like Twisted Mansion a little bit more?
He's got that
because,
200
Well,
league.
here's the thing. He's a fast player on Twisted Mansion. He's really good at the strats.
That's me.
He
That's
just
me.
doesn't like it, but he's good at it. So we'll see if it works out for him.
Bro, I backed
completely
out,
understand that. Jason,
immediately
I'm gonna
trailed.
slow down. I think he's gonna
Wakio's
try
having
and back
none of
here.
that. He's
Yeah.
like, nope, you're going down. I see that you're up in the stands
Yup, that's
now.
right, Brandon.
Don't get too cocky. He's still got a second half to play right now, and Nick is just already gone,
Oh yeah.
like you mentioned.
We have to be careful though because of this cut. We could have any of these players.
Dude,
go
I
through
just
the
remembered
set,
why
get
Nick
a
hates this
shroom,
track.
and overtake that spot, or at least
Like, what
lessen
really
that,
fueled the
because
fire was when he just like clipped through the track because he got booed in the shortcut or something, or shocked in the shortcut.
Dropping the
Wow.
green back, but going to take the blue right after, and Luckyo now in first by
Did you
decent
see
amount.
Nick had a bomb as well?
Yeah,
I'm surprised he didn't drop that after he got blue.
that blue was very unfortunate. Because
That's hilarious, Brandon.
Artie, I'm so sorry you're in first, but I'm kind of pumped. Jeeten on his
Also,
way up right now, currently
I
last in
bagged this
standings,
race.
but as we
I
know,
bagged
very
hard
capable.
this race.
Maybe this is the race that brings him
After
back
I got
into the mix as
trailed.
well, but
That
we
trail
also
was a
have
blessing in
JPG.
disguise.
Oh wow, this is a really
Good
good setup
polls
for
right
Look at
now,
this.
and we'll
JPG
see.
right now.
Did
He's
Big
got
Brain
a
play
full
right
set.
here?
I agree.
I
Yep,
don't
agree with
chain the
that,
shroom.
too.
But
He's a
I
smart player.
don't
He's gonna
chain
take
the
this out,
shroom.
and He's going to be sitting pretty for a
And
minute.
if he's able to potentially
Look at
dodge
this.
on this last lap, we haven't seen a
Boom!
stock yet.
Not this
There's
hitting your
into
freaking
that
boy.
no
Because
chance of
of
it
the
happening right
fire.
now.
If
there
I
going to
used
be
that
one? It
shroom-
doesn't appear to
Well,
be because
I
of the
guess to
second
be
set,
fair,
but regardless,
I would have been
JPG
fine
in a great
regardless.
spot.
But I set myself up where if that would happen in the future, I would be good.
Well, if that UMT guard
I
can try
covered
to
all my bases there.
Maintain some difference from distance between third and fourth right there. A relatively peaceful ending up here, but in the back it might be a different
Yes, I would have been fine if he was my star in the
A lot of
cut,
stars out right
but that's a
now.
hindsight thing. That's a screen for JPG.
Awaiting the results, pumped up, seeing that FloX and already got a rough race right
Did
now.
not quite get
It
in the
is
first place there.
Not him going into first because Luckyo with the extra boosted points from the first place, overtaking and somebody not even in the top 30 suddenly in first place.
So
Nick did end up
I'll tell
getting
you what.
a out of that. It's very
the
sad.
reason why that was so good,
I've seen Nick tank so many blues.
the reason why that was so good that I used my star,
Like,
you know, when I was gonna get hit instead of like, you know, in the shortcut was because
consequences of being in first.
let's say that sequence of crazy items
In that
happens
case, I
later.
think he has an argument with Twisted Mansion.
Then
because
I
if it
have
was another
my
track
star
that
as a
had big
failsafe.
shortcut, there
If I
might
use my
have
star in
been-
the shortcut,
there
I
might
can
have been
only
enough
avoid the
distance
items
to take
in that
blue
sequence.
back from
Also,
home, as
look at
you
this,
mentioned.
breathing.
Yeah, that bomb could have made a
And I
really big
saved
difference.
it for when the
At
track
least
got picked, so I knew I was getting
players
into.
at bay and not caught up.
Would
And
have
I
been,
was excited for this track too. Look at
different
this.
afterwards, I suppose, but, we'll see. All right. Going into Music Park and oldie but a goodie. Kind of crazy to think that this track track has just been the
Mind
the current game
completely at peace.
for almost 15 years now. I still remember when it came out.
I think I got a lot of points because of those breathing techniques.
With Mario Kart 7. I mean,
I think that was like a long-term thing
Come on, man. They
that
got,
really paid off.
metronome variant of the theme. They got,
That was the kind of that's the kind of thing that I need to take in the Mario Kart world. Because you guys have seen my tough moments in the Mario Kart Deluxe Lounge. We're trying to limit that as much as possible because I have big goals in Mario Kart World Lounge. I'm taking that mentality and that technique in the Mario Kart world.
On this track with the super bounces and saving a shroom for the end so that way you can take the cut. But you can even take the jump off of a lot of players just did it, jump off of those music notes and, or key notes.
I developed the breathing technique in the 2v2 semifinals.
For a long time, this is one of
Ironically, I was less upset after getting eliminated in the 2v2 semis than I was in the 2v than advancing in the 2v2 quarters. I was so upset after the 2v2 quarters, man. I felt so like just annoyed that I couldn't do anything.
Fun comment about sneaks, but I remember after.
But then I learned to regulate my mind, learned that technique, and when I got eliminated, yeah, sure, I was upset, but I wasn't that upset kind of thing.
Every time, and it burns me every
Put my
time.
best foot forward kind of thing.
And no truer words could be spoken.
Well, you know, I've talked to Sneak's dad quite a bit, and he says that there was a time where Sneaks, all he would do was time trial.
This was also a bagging race for me on the build on the minimap.
Like, you know, before,
Yep.
like, the booster course passes,
Look at that, star and fit.
You're stuck with the first 48 tracks. You're gonna time trial.
I did get pretty lucky, to be fair, not getting
That
like
blue
too many
explosion
goldens.
just sent it
Killed
out a bunch.
I will
everyone.
say.
Guess who's in a star high up right now? There is no shock
That's
at set,
JP
but
Gibber in
JPG
third.
was on his way up. Nick
Yeah.
is now on his way up in a bill also. No shock yet, and the pack is getting closer. I saw somebody just popped a ghost right there.
Dude, look at this movement.
Good spot.
Look
He's gonna
at
have to
this
watch
movement,
out,
bro.
seemingly on higher coins
Look at
right
this.
now.
Stick to the right,
He's gonna have
veer to the
watch out, leave
left,
his way in, and it looks
boom,
like he does
stick to
do
the far
that.
left,
Oh,
boom!
that fire.
Oh
so
my goodness.
close.
Come on!
I don't think if you're John, you have to hit out first right now. Sneaks, I'd probably be content to just let win this race right
Nah,
now. The
bro.
question Is Luckio back there and is Sneaks
Dude,
going to
this
be
blue
able
shell
to
was so
outrun this
sad.
Blue shell? I don't think so, but can
Oh,
he get
I
through
don't
the cut? But
know.
JBG takes a hit also.
Oh no!
If I don't get hit there,
I think he's going to
I
be in
realistically
first.
get
Artie's on his
first.
way up too. Sneaks
Oh,
does get the
just
win.
barely.
JBG
Still got third though. Still got third.
Just
I saw, dude.
barely. Clutching it.
You guys didn't see this. You guys don't understand what I had to work through to get third there. I had to deal with 2 sets of triple greens. There was also a set of triple bananas. There were 3 triple items around me. And I still got third. That third I worked for.
Now, good
Worked
for
around
Sneak.
everything
Not
perfectly.
catching up, but keeping
Even though I
pace
made that
right now. We
mistake
have
of getting hit by the
double
blue shell,
63s up top. And
how I
Sneaks,
improvised
you can
and
look
worked
there as well.
around
In third
what
place,
what
only
came my
6
way
points.
afterwards,
Well,
I'm very proud of myself for. You didn't get to see it, but I had 9 items to deal with.
Sleep on land, Sneaks. Do it at your own mercy.
well, there he was, first place.
What we got behind top 3, Brett?
What do we have behind top 3? So Artie's in first place. Actually, there's a two-way tie for first place.
Yeah.
So we
Yep.
have 63 points for Artie and JP Givener. Sneaks got him up into 57 points, third overall from that first place on Music Park there. Luckio in fourth with 56, only 1 point behind.
It's always a short-lived first place, it seems.
Yeah. Cynic in fifth place currently with 54 points. Floex in sixth with 51. These are so close. I mean, just barely within each other. Like, this is anybody's.
One of the hardest things to explain to like new watchers of this game is that if you are winning, it doesn't even mean that you have the highest. It doesn't mean that you're like more likely than.
Nah,
not
Artie wasn't
to
picking
be
Baby
winning
Park.
after the next race because there's just
Yeah.
so many.
This is
people
also
that
really
can
good for me.
help you at any given time, and we just keep seeing that over and over again. Whether that's Luckio overtaking first from fourth place or dropping from first place back to fourth one race later.
I mean, even Cinda currently in 8th place right now with 44 points. He has one good race. He could jump all the way up to like 4th or 5th right now.
I mean, he's only 19 down, and there's 5 races, and if you get 75 and 5, you're almost certainly winning the tournament from that spot. Of course, that requires you to win 5 in a row, but you don't even have to do that.
I was
technically.
I was on
So
point
many
this
people
race
are
as
still
well.
in this game. I would not be surprised.
Low
if our
key,
champion is
low
outside
key.
the top 5 right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
The
we
photographer
are,
almost griefed
just
me
over
again
the
here.
halfway point, so We still have 6 more
They
races to go
didn't,
with this one
but they
included, so-
almost did.
I think Cynic also is such a sleeper contender right now. He feels very under the radar, has not been in the top 3 really at all, but he keeps chaining these pretty solid races together.
Well, he's in 5th place,
He's
but
surviving, and all
Yeah,
he has to
and-
do is make that jump at the
Dude,
very end.
you
when
see that
nobody's
Nana
expecting
dodge,
it,
bro?
nobody's
I'm
even
on
locked
point,
and
man.
focused on him.
yeah,
We'll see
JP
if that
Givner,
happens.
he's
but
taking that top path. Did you see that? I don't think that's very common that you see people go up there. Maybe for the coins.
I think it's more common than you realize. At the highest of highs, Cinda's a player I know loves that path for the extra item. And
Extremely
this is
valid,
as well.
July.
This is such a close
That'd be
pack up
so
front.
funny,
Sneak doesn't wanna
Cindy.
trail because there's so many people with mushrooms up here that can take a blue, but what good is it if everybody up
everybody
here
else-
is just up here to begin with?
You can't be nice all the time.
Is
whenever you
Luckio
pack
going to
like
do
this.
it is the question.
I don't know.
Is he going to try anything
I
right now? Is he
don't-
going to go for the, is he afraid because Nick has a
If you're
boomerang or something?
Luckio, you hold on to this. You hold on to
He
this.
might take cut. We'll see. It's
Good.
decision time right now because Sneaks could pass.
Dodge
but he
those
doesn't.
bananas, saw him come from a
Luckio
mile away.
opting to go around right now. So many of our players near the top of the
3
field
boomerangs.
are
3
up here.
rings? They just broke
Weathered
rings
the
on
storm
each other
completely.
with Chovo. There were 3 rings.
Nick
in
went
And look at
down
this.
right now. Sneaks is
Zero
in
minute
second,
turbo, back
right
the rank, Shroom,
behind first right
you
now.
know,
It is
gain some
Luckio up
distance.
there. Remember, we're talking. Oh, in the
Worker on the blue
blue
shell.
Does he still
You
have
saw me
it?
in the minute,
Does
not
he
getting hit
still have
there?
this shroom?
Is Sneaks about to take over
He
first?
still
He
had the
still
shroom.
does, and the
Yeah.
patience
Bomb
is
comes
rewarded,
through.
as
Your
you
boy's in
mentioned.
third place
There it
now.
is.
Double is
The
required
bomb
right
is
here.
gone though. He had to have dropped it.
Red coming a piece of
JPG
Garchomp.
is popping off right now.
You said he
Didn't quite get him.
I
Went for
know,
the
it's
hit
the
here.
momentum, but
Good distance to get the box
suddenly-
afterwards.
Sneaks is out of the picture. It's just Flo. Oh, Flo.
Look at those greens.
Oh my
Flo got
gosh.
second, yeah.
Backing a bunch.
I
right
was scared
there.
of getting hit
Flo
there.
going to get back into this, but I think Luckio
Bro!
going to be taking first place back. No,
Dude,
it's a
dude!
tie. Wow.
I was right. You saw me turn around and give a thumbs up. You saw me do it. That cameraman was that. Oh my god, dude. He was there because I did the freaking turn around and give him the thumbs up. Oh my gosh, dude. That is so funny. Oh my gosh.
5 people within.
Dude,
10
we
points.
just show that again. We just show that again.
It's looking like we finally got luck. Remember, we're talking. Oh,
I went a
the
bit far
blue is
back.
out.
Does he still have it? Does he still have this shroom?
Is Sneaks about Luckio going to be taking?
I don't think I can do that. I don't have a keyboard. Not keyboard, sorry. I don't have like the arrow keys.
Does he still have this shroom?
So I can't
Is
do that. We're
Sneaks
just gonna have to
about
wait.
take over
He
first?
still
He
had the
still
shroom.
does, and the
Yep.
patience is rewarded, as you mentioned.
There it is.
Double is
The
required
bomb
right here.
is gone though. He had to have dropped it.
Yeah.
G is
What's up, Ariel?
popping off right now.
You said he's coming in hot.
I know it's the momentum, but suddenly
I was a bit fast with that red shell, to be honest. I was aggressive with it.
It's just Flo. Oh, Flo.
Bro,
Oh my
look,
gosh.
like I was getting
Backing
those
a
greens.
bunch right there.
And look at this,
Flo
look
gonna
at this.
get back into this, but I think Luckio going to be taking first place back. No, it's a tie. Oh my
gosh.
Wow, 5 people within 10 points right
Was
now.
that a scream that I heard? I don't
It's
know.
looking like we finally got lucky with our finals because there are a lot of people, knock on wood, of course, but we have a lot of people that look like contenders that could take it at the very end, and this is shaping up to be perhaps a memorable finale.
This is
Yeah.
the first time that I can recall seeing first place tying this many races in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, Luckio and JP Givner was 71 points.
We saw the double 41s, the double 63s. Now
Dude,
71.
I don't think I was ever like concrete first place. I think I was always
As the years
tied
go on
for
and
first
Momocon
place.
has grown as much as it has. I mean, we hit 191 players this year compared to 144 last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's a pretty
genuinely
big
don't think
competition.
that,
it's just going to keep getting tougher and tougher, and you do start to see. A lot
I
of
genuinely
players
don't think I was
similar
ever
players,
like
but
exclusively in first
competition is
place.
that much more fierce.
Yeah. JPG is taking some deep breaths right now. It's like, man, I got a real shot to win this. I thought I might have been dead on that Mario Kart Stadium race where I literally had to get first to even have a chance
Yup.
to get here. But that win probability of the past doesn't matter anymore. JPG, you have as high of odds as anybody right
Yeah.
now.
And we're taking a break from our 3 base game races, so we're going back to
This was the
booster
last
first
race that I,
class with
you know, like
baseball.
really
This is something
dominated
that
per
we've
se.
seen quite a bit.
Last
Honestly,
3
we
races were
saw
kind
it
of
coming.
sad.
Has a shroom in first already, opting to hold on to it, but JPG's
'Cause
pushing it wide a little
unfortunately,
bit. So many of our top contestants
I
are
didn't
up
like
here right
choke
now.
from nerves, but
Everybody
I
but
got
Flo.
unlucky.
I wonder if Flo's right up here as well.
He's got to be nearby. This pack is so tight. It looks like he may be in 6th place right now.
JPG is the early lead. I love seeing a pack this tight because when you're navigating everybody else, it's easy to forget about the pinballs, Brat.
Yes, we'll see if it wins itself.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
wow, that was a
Okay.
really
Oh,
high
and
from Lucky.
lands it on
What?
I need to explain that.
It does hit. It seemed like he had a lot of time to react to that.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my answer to you, Brett. I did have time to react to that. The only problem was relative to where I was moving, you know, I had momentum going to the left, and it was really hard to move out of the way. I tried moving out of the way, but I actually couldn't make it happen.
A lot of damage right there. Luckyo coming
Bro,
down on top. It's gonna
I
be
am standing up farmed.
Probably close this with a bunch of items in hand right now with the triples, but
Oh,
opting to back and
I'm just explaining
bomb is
how
out in second now, I'm allowed to
I
say
couldn't
it.
react to it really, or I couldn't
Sneaks
take
is-
advantage of
Sneaks
how I
gotta
reacted
go
because I
watch out.
saw it
Sneaks does
for like a
not
good half a
live
second to a
through the
second.
bomb, and Luckyo now
Probably more
kind
like half a
of in a
second.
state of
Could be about the
advantage
way
right now.
though.
Flo is up here also. He's gonna have to use this soon. I
I
feel
was
like.
about to say, I'm surprised he wasn't. And honestly, with how close those green shells were,
Like-
That was a JP give it or analysis vibe.
Find out in just a second.
there is a blue shell.
Yeah, that's going to be going for Chovo right now.
You can see me in the back bagging as well.
Oh, Flo is
That-
alive, just barely.
That was crazy,
Who
dude.
bailed him on so many tight items.
Luckyo is pulling into
Jump
first.
scare items right there.
I wonder if he realizes how close behind Flo is right now. Luckyo could be taking a commanding lead if nothing changes right now. That blue is pretty late. It would have to be at the end of lap 3.
This is a pretty long track too, so you have to imagine there may be another blue that could come.
It's possible, but if you're Flo right now, you just got to find a way to survive and not be, you know, packed up by Chovo or even Cinda behind you with the bananas. So
Yeah, all it takes is
Oh,
that.
and Chovo
Tough Nana.
All it takes is one tight Nana and Floex is out, and it can happen.
This race could be.
And then
absolutely
look at the
massive
days
for
of the
Luckyo.
minimap.
Could finally be the
Billing
race that
now.
breaks
Billing
this
now.
open for a
I
single
freaking
player.
clutched a bill.
So many of the players right
I think I had
behind
a
are
star
really
under as
far
well.
behind the standings. Chovo has Red
Yep.
Bull.
I'm in
Will
the
break
star
the
now.
ball.
I pulled
No, it
triple
does not.
freaking reds
Is
last
Chovo
set.
gonna go for it? He is
Oh,
gonna go
wow,
for
that
it.
is a scary, especially
He's not gonna make it.
Lucky.
Chovo's gonna get by. Cinda,
He's
maybe.
got first. He's
No.
still got second. He's still got second. Wow.
Happy
And wow,
belated
Chovo
birthday,
just
Van Mooth.
blessed
Hope you had a
lot
great
of players
day.
in this lobby with that red shell at the end, and JPG sneaks and Flo getting 4, 5, 6, and perhaps we are hanging on to a close match after all with what looked like the
It
race
is a
that
bit
was gonna
painful
break
because
this
that was
open
my
for
last
Luckyo, but Chovo
winning
said,
winning music race.
The 3 points that could have made so much of a difference.
That was my
and was
last
saved.
winning music race.
His clutch performance.
And
I'm
it's
so
so
shocked that
tough
Chovo went for
because
that,
in
I'm not gonna
all
lie.
I'm so
3
happy they
races,
I'm glad that he did
in
it, but
all
so
3
I didn't
races,
see him really looking behind him.
I
to see
had
if
a
there was maybe
chance
some other
at
red
getting a
cells that
really
could
good
have
spot
taken him out, 'cause he could've
until the
easily
end.
lost
Well,
that first place spot.
I was in a good position to get winning
24,
music until the end.
From our perspective, we're focusing on like 5 or 6 players right now. Everybody else from their own
And just to
perspective
put it
still
into perspective,
in belief that they can win
winning
certain
music is
positions
minimum
that
7
first
points.
place together. And it can
I would have
only
scored
start from Joe's
107
perspective
in the end
he
if
takes
I
that
got
first
the winning
place,
music.
or if they take this first place from
But
Luckyo, right
I
there
got
and
very
then,
unlucky,
they were
and
able
I'll
to do
explain what
that.
happened if it doesn't
Maybe
show up.
It's an uphill climb, but there's only one way to potentially win, and it's to stack some first places together.
I mean, we're going into our last GP, so if there's any time to do it, you got to do it now.
Luckyo holding onto a 3-point lead, sneaks 8
7
behind,
points is
Flo
6th place,
17
yeah.
behind, RT 14 behind, Cinta
Oh,
now
sorry, I would have
into
scored
the top six,
101.
still has some
So I
work
would
to
have
do
gotten like
in
3rd.
these last 3.
Yeah, the remaining of the players are all in ties. So
Yeah,
ties for
Sneaks
7th
got like a
place with
really
Gargano,
lucky ending, and I got a really unlucky ending.
And ties for 11th place with Yezi and Nick.
Interesting observation there, I'm not going to lie. Brett.
Just all ties from the
Yeah.
the bottom half.
The thing is, if you are out of that top 5,
You see me smiling, dude.
you are starting to feel like you are at the mercy of what happens between the top players in the standings right now. If you're Cinda, if Luckyo gets 25 more points, the door is closed for a repeat. That said, there are enough people that are close enough to Luckyo.
I don't
that
normally
they
bag
might be
this track, so I was
aggroing
kind of out of my
So,
comfort zone this race, but
you know, if you're
I
Cinda
did
wanting
bag
to
really,
repeat this
really well.
title, you have to just
Yep.
trust that
Yeah.
people like JPG and Flo X are going to want to, have him getting a bad race for sure. And there's the red coming out from Nick right there, I believe.
Lucky, he didn't opt to burn his shroom. He's playing that patient game right now, going for the coins.
I think there's no reason to force a front run right now if you're lucky.
No, especially with a track like this. Whenever at the end there's a very crucial shortcut that can. Be
That was a nice
game
double trick from Garchomp.
Might as well hold on to it, stay kind of in like the near mid pack.
Yeah, Sneak's now up in second right now.
Oh,
Dude, I'm in 5th right now. You see my Daisy in 5th? Look at this. Star in 5th.
Gonna have to watch out for this blue shell right now.
Dude,
JPG
this is so
making sure he
sad.
tried to get
Look at
Lucky
this.
right there.
Look at this.
Is it
I
gonna
could have
cause
been
any
in
damage
1st, but
back there
freaking
with
Garchomp
Lucky
has a
and
red and I have
Minecraft?
no
Sneaks and
protection.
JPG are top 2 right now. Never mind, Garchomp's here. Sorry, Garchomp. Where is Luckyo is the big question right now.
Look at that freaking avoid the back green.
And you gotta watch out. This set is really hard to chain at because of the floating balloons.
This is so sad. I was set up so perfectly, dude. I was set up so unbelievably perfectly.
That inside drift back.
Oh, this
Can
is huge for JPG.
or
Look at
Flow
this.
X
He's gonna
both up
steal.
here? Flow X coming up too. They gotta watch out.
You saw that horn? I got horned.
I think he did. Flow X with the second sneaks third.
So
JPG
if that
taking
horn doesn't
3 spots
happen,
back, but
I
Luckyo
get
with
3
none.
more points
And
that race.
suddenly you have 4 players within 5 points.
If that horn doesn't happen, I'm in 1st overall
Big
going into
race
the
for
next
Flow
race.
X right there, also for Sneaks. JPG was looking to take over 1st place, but it's going to have to wait due to that horn in 5th place at the end. And there are so many people, a third of the
It's
lobby,
kinda
that have
sad
such
looking
a
back.
realistic shot to pull this out in the end.
Yeah, there was so much aggression at the end of that race. All of those players that were in the top spot.
Shrooming later would not have saved me.
Immediately trailed their items, anticipating all of those shroomers. And
I think
it got a
maybe-
little scary there for a minute, but it worked out for
I mean, this is a hindsight thing, but maybe what I could have done is like hopped into the off-road, you know, hop a little bit to the right, redirect my line, then shroom in the shortcut, aim for the ramp. But I probably would have gotten a horn anyways.
DK Summit, not a track that Garchomp's probably going to.
Dude, this one's painful, man. This one is really painful. This one is really, really painful, dude.
2 races left. This is a track that
I cannot put in the words how painful this race is for me. These last 2 races were so painful. It's actually so sad, dude.
And Flow X, a very fun perspective to watch as well from time to time also. If you're Luckyo right now, you're still holding on to 1st, but like I mentioned, I would say this is definitely less than 50% odds to win, but you certainly have the best ones of the bunch.
all of them are within striking distance in that top 6.
Yeah, this is like the depressing part of the stream.
I would be comfortable if I were Luckyo right now.
We've got a big 4 right now, barring
'Cause,
some
dude,
kind
like,
of
if
crazy comeback
If the
from
bad
Garchomp
things
or
didn't
Yoshida.
happen, I
But
actually could have
these are the
won.
perspectives. JP Givener sneaks.
And they all
Flow X
happened
and
at like the
Luckyo.
very end of the races.
Who is going to be able
Meanwhile,
to
you
come out
have
on top?
Sneak dodging
This is a
2,
good running
like,
track. We know
and
that
the
shock is a big
last
factor
2
here
shocks
because
of the
cannon
event.
also. The differences in strategies might be interesting, and it might be interesting to see how they space from each other because they're likely going to be targeting each other if they're nearby.
I'm so good at this track, dude. Look at me go.
This is the track that JP Givener got his winning tiebreaker on, yeah?
Yeah, and guess what? He's not running Chovo out right now because he sees the spacing on the map right now. He likes what he sees.
Yes. He's going to do a little bit of piece play here. Interesting.
You can tell he's TT'd this track, doing the Cannon X. That's just like
and
that.
especially with those coins. Look at him. He has 10 coins.
He-
You don't
Yes,
see
sir!
that on this track very
JPG
much.
is in prime position to make a difference, and you can tell that he is comfortable on this track, but a shot comes in.
It was a smart shot to do it right before the
And guess
cut
what?
here.
Flow X has dodged, and he is the person that is the furthest back in our top 4, but perhaps he could be the one that pulls himself into 1st, and you get that 3-point boost right there. But him and JP Givener, and guess what? There's a white Yoshi in
Not
1st.
quite,
Is that
Cindy. The
lucky?
headphones
No,
are really
it's
good.
Yezzy
Wow,
with a little-
Yezzy.
Dude,
little bit of a
I was
tease
trying,
right there, but
dude,
good
you
for
saw me
us,
going
certainly.
wide there. I was
Luckyo
predicting
and
Flow X
Sneaks are
going
both stuck in
wide
the back, so
if he were
JPG
to predict
could
me
be
backing the
having a
Nana.
massive
If I
race
just
to
dropped it
increase
tight, I
his
would have
odds of
got
winning,
him.
But if he's able to get anything done right now, he's definitely
You saw me
gonna
backing
wanna
the
get
Nana,
Flow X out
backing
of
the
here,
red.
who's being very pesky right now with all these streams. But Flow's gonna
And
have
if
to watch
I
out.
backed it a
Hope
little
that
later, I
JPG
could have gotten him, I
doesn't have a
think.
red. Flow X could potentially steal something.
Another shot.
Another
Second shot that
is-
Sneak dodges.
Sneaks has dodged that shock, and he has a star up here.
That was just a shock to be all around,
Taking
though.
over 1st, if we're not careful, too. Where is Luckyo is the big question. Luckyo really far in the back right now. Sneaks is coming up with the
Mini-map,
star.
mini-map. Dude, I'm in like 3rd or 4th right now. Look at the Daisy. You can see the Daisy hairs right here. I'm in like 3rd now. I got lag trailed. while in the air on the half pipe.
No,
not quite,
not
but getting
quite
second
there.
as Sneaks will be probably taking over first going into our final race. Where does John and FloX end up? JPG in the back.
Wow.
I
Luckyo
lost
in the
6
back.
points that
FloX
race.
in the back. Sneaks has a
Luckyo got
big
8th.
lead.
Yeah. Oh my
So just for
God.
reference, I lost 9 points in total so far. I would have been in first place with 99 points right
I don't
now.
know what to say right now. There was so
Sneaks.
much.
We were thinking it was JPG or Flo the whole time. The second shock, like we mentioned, due to that cannon set, so many. JPG loves DK Summit, obviously showed off his lines and great play there, but it's a double-edged sword of how that cannon set works, and we just saw Sneaks make the
It was so
comeback from
painful,
10th
man.
all the way to second and almost first.
I got leg
At the
trolled
very
while
end, and
in
he
the
has
air
a
of the half pipe.
5-point lead going into this last race, might be able to take it.
And I
With
lost
one
6 points
solid
because of
result,
it.
but even still with a 5-point deficit, there's going to be 3 players that think we can beat you right here and now, and we're gunning after you. And if we can get you out of first, maybe I can.
Oh,
win. But
this
guess what?
last
It's
race
not
kills
first
me,
team,
man.
It's 3.
It's 3 people.
Target on his back all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Often the winner of these tournaments aren't the person who are leading going into the last race, despite everything. What is the last track going to be? Trainbow.
Are you so serious?
And guess what? This is getting really scary for Sneaks, because if there's one thing this community knows about Trainbow, it's that the players in the back have a pretty good
They
shot
have
at winning.
They have a big advantage because
This
of the
was
points
huge
that
for
they
me
got.
too, for that reason.
FloX, JP Givener, and Luckyo all in the back to start this one out. It is coming down to 4
I cannot
players.
believe
FloX
Sneaks
is going to
dodged.
need a lot of help for this to
Dude,
happen.
I'm
But Luckyo and
sorry.
JPG could potentially
Like,
steal right
Sneaks
here.
is really good.
FloX
Congrats
gonna
to
need
him.
Sneaks
But
to get
I
11
cannot
or lower to have a
believe
shot, but
the
JPG and
dynamics
Luckyo,
between him and I
that's a
this
better one.
race.
So is Sneaks going to be able to survive the beginning is a big question right here.
Oh, a lot of them missing boxes there, but we did see them do
It's
the
a land
smart,
thing, it seems like.
yeah, the smart steering strat there, but look at none of them with items, unless if they just burned their coins already.
Sneaks getting that draft, and crucially 3 coins as well.
Yes.
So much is decided at this set right here. It's a single box, might be a coin pull.
Oh my God.
Oh, and he goes down to
No.
Cinder right now. JPG is up here. I think that might be Luckyo. Is he going to try to trail? He definitely wants Luckyo out of here. He's going to have to watch out. Can JPG land this trail on Luckyo? He's trying. Lucky's doing everything in his power to get away from it right now.
Oh,
But he's
yeah.
got to worry about more than JPG.
Oh.
And JP Givener is up here right now.
Did get ghosted.
Didn't
It's
want to
not
go
behind
wide
him,
because
though,
I was
so
scared
he's
about someone
okay.
coming and tight
JPG
piecing me
is
up.
7 points behind
Really
Sneaks
lucky
right now.
pull.
Sneaks with a decent result might be able to do something.
I was
that
looking
JPG 's
so
not
comfortable
able to
going
make
into
a
this
push
last
forward.
bit.
The question is,
Imagine a
is
blue
the
shell
space
comes in, I
between
could be in
first and
second.
third going to cost him or not?
I
He's
really
probably
thought I
gonna
could get
have to
that
go for it,
box,
but he has
dude.
to watch
I really
behind
thought I
him
could get that
too.
box.
Yeah, you have to be
And look at
careful.
this.
Where are Luckyo Sneaks? I don't see them
Boo.
anywhere right now.
I'm backing out, and
no,
Cinder
the
reds me.
ghost is going to get him.
Lucky's
This is
gonna
really
start
good for
right now.
Sneaks.
And
Recovering with
Sneaks,
some coins.
this freaking guy used the boo to get me freaking redded, and then he dodges the shot.
Sneaks
my
is
God.
in first. It's
Whoopsies.
It's gonna take Momocon 2025.
That
A
is
big comeback
amazing.
story. The
Oh
dodge. It
my
gets all odds on Trainbow.
There it is, your Momocon 2025 FFA champion, Sneaks. What is it that the player said?
I think I'm the
Dude,
people's
Don't
champ.
sleep on land, Sneaks.
I can't
Oh my
lie, I
gosh,
think I'm the people's
so many
champ.
people coming up, giving him
Sorry to
lots
have an
of
ego.
love. They're so proud of him. There's
I see
his
my
dad.
Jeff. Shout out
Yeah,
to Jeff.
Good old Jeff there.
One of the best.
Those last 3 races were
best parents
terrible.
you could ask for when it comes to supporting hobbies and all this. Always here helping the staff, working everything. Everybody losing their mind for Sneaks, and don't say it was the dodge either, because he was in the best possible spot already.
I think it was calculated. It was definitely calculated.
It was all for the drama at the very end, the shock dodge to solidify it. And
But
wow,
congrats
what
to Sneaks either way.
ending. So many lead changes. We finally broken that Momocon curse of blowout finals. It came down to the very last stretch right there.
This was such an exciting finals to
Yeah, those last 3 races were pretty depressing to watch. Cause dude, every single one of the races, I had an opportunity to get a really good race. I could have gotten 4th on Animal Crossing. I could have gotten like 3rd on DK Summit, and I probably could have gotten as high as 3rd, probably 4th realistically because of Sneaks dodging on what's it called? On Trainbow. So if you do the math, that's +3, +9, +15. I still would have lost the sneaks in the end. It's all good though. That's what I'm saying, Cindy. I'm gonna be so dialed in for Mario Kart World at Momocon next year. I'm taking the game super seriously. Yeah, it was yeah, I'm happy for Sneaks too. He's a good kid. But I felt like I could have won. I'm making sure that doesn't happen, Artie. Okay, I want to do some changes to my setup so that I just can get my... Okay. I just wanted to get my camera back to where it was. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm going to be wrapping it up here. Honestly, it was kind of sad looking back, but if I'm going to be honest, like, I was in no way upset. I was in no way upset about, I was in no way upset about getting fourth there. Because I did not even expect to be in the finals to begin with, let alone put up a really good performance, let alone be in the running to win. I genuinely did not expect it. And it hit so different, dude. So I was just so happy in general. I said I was going to be happy if I scored 40 points in the finals because I was just happy to be there. I scored 93. So in hindsight, like, it was incredible. Dude, likewise, Brandon. It was so sick meeting you, dude. You were easily one of my favorite people to meet. Uncontested. Yes, sir, dude. 100%. But yeah, there you go. Super fun stuff, man. I really, really loved watching this back. Like I said, I had a hard run this Momocon, but the semis and the finals were where I thrived more than anything. Specifically, the last 14 races I played. Or last 14 races minus the last 3. Yeah, I can share pictures in my server. I just don't want to do it on stream and accidentally, like, show a picture of someone who like doesn't want to be shown on stream kind of thing. You get the idea. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, man. I'm coming for #1 next year. I'm going to be grinding Mario Kart World extremely hard. Extremely hard. And I can't wait, dude. I really can't wait. So with that said, guys, I'm wrapping it up here. Until next time, thank you all so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic night. And keep on giving her, bud. I will see you guys on Thursday. Maybe even tomorrow too, because I'm not uploading tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But definitely Thursday. Definitely Thursday. You guys have a good one. Take care. Yes, sir.